For one final time in the 2021 regular season, the Newport Gulls play at Cardines Field. Hi everybody, Zach Letson getting you ready for game number 7 of the Pal Bridge series between the Newport Gulls and the Ocean State Waves. Newport is hot, going for a 5th straight win after winning 11-3 over the Blues on Wednesday. But here in this series, it's all knotted up at 3-3 between Newport and Ocean State. Who will win the season series between these two Rhode Island rivals? Find out at 6:35. But first, the Gulls pregame show starts right now.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the Breakers, the Marble House, and the Elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm Ryan Medeiros here alongside Tom Lima, Director of Broadcast Operations here with the Newport Gulls. And Tom, let me start out by asking you, your brother Nick was the one who really got this started down here. How did he get you involved here with the Newport Gulls?
So prior to 2004, it was an audio-only broadcast. There was no video operation. When he got out of the service, he ran he was a volunteer for Tiverton High School. They had a little TV program there. He had an interest in baseball broadcasting and helping out, giving back to the community. And we taped some Tigers games, and we approached the Gulls since they had no video, and we started filming games for public access and eventually took over their web broadcast.
And you've been here for over 15 years yourself, starting out as a volunteer, working your way all the way up to where you are now. What about Newport keeps you coming back here every summer?
Well, first off, seeing some great baseball. Top Division I players from around the country, always great to see. And the second thing is the internship program. Making sure this program stays alive and helping talented students such as yourself get to the next level, one of many stepping stones throughout your career.
Well, you've made a great difference here this summer, and we've had one of the biggest media operations teams we've had in a long time. How pleased have you been with how the operations have gone thus far this summer?
Very pleased. Nowadays, with multimedia and TV, it's a very changing business, and our internet presence is more important than ever. So we have a lot of hands on deck, and the reason for that is because our web presence, our social media presence, the numbers and analytics on that matters to the Gulls a lot, because changing business, the newspaper coverage that we used to get isn't quite there anymore, unfortunately. Same thing with local radio and TV with budgetary concerns and cutbacks. But our social media presence is outstanding. So giving interns the opportunity to run accounts with thousands of followers and great outreach is a big part of the program now.
And I'll speak for all the other media interns here, Tom, and just saying thanks for giving us all an opportunity.
That's not a problem. This is just one of many stepping stones throughout your career. I'm sure after this year you'll get an internship at a TV station, diversify a bit, but one of many stepping stones here, and that's what I'm here for. I do audio-video work. I'm a behind-the-scenes kind of person, but with the Gulls, I just want to make sure that, one thing, we're running a great operation here, the best that we can do, and for two, it's nice to win a championship once in a while. This year it's anyone's race, so it's great to be here for that, to see that.
And I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, for everyone to tune in on the NECBL Broadcast Network. That's the man that makes it all happen, Tom Lima, Director of Broadcast Operations. I'm Ryan Medeiros. The pregame show continues next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Take control of your financial future. Build a secure retirement, a college fund, maybe that perfect home. First Command has been coaching people since 1958. An advisor is ready to work with you on your journey today. Call Juan Garcia, a First Command advisor, at 401-846-9842 today if you're ready to get started with a complimentary financial plan.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Zach Letson joined alongside John Perrick, doer of many things for the Newport Gulls. John, this team has been family to you, and you have been family to it for 5 seasons. What is being a part of this organization meant to you?
Oh, it's meant the world. It really has. I started in 2016, and my ID badge said security. When I showed up, so first off, what does security mean at the Newport Gulls? That's a great question because it doesn't mean much, you know. It means basically picking up peanuts and wrappers off the bleachers after the games and making sure that kids don't run after foul balls. But that's how it all started. And then slowly but surely I became the MC and then the director of marketing, and then I started to move up the ranks. And, you know, through it all, I was really able to kind of build the foundation for just almost build the foundation to launch a opportunity to get into Syracuse. And the Newport Gulls really, when I just look around Cardines Field, this is the team, this is the organization that got me into Syracuse, and they got me where I am today, and I'm just so thankful.
Well, you mentioned being the MC here. One of the voices when you come to the park that you just remember from 2018, 2017, all those years. Then fast forward to this year, it's a role that you stepped away from, but you got to come back as the you were able to come back as the voice for the All-Star game as the MC for all those festivities at Cardines Field. How special was that for you?
Oh, Zach, it was a little nostalgic, if I'm being honest. You know, I never actually worked during an All-Star game because in 2016 I wasn't really that involved with the team yet. But to be able to see the All-Star game here at Cardines Field and to be able to be in that suit again, the red, white, and blue USA suit, and even just saying a few of my favorite words in the world, better call Newport Glass, it meant the world.
Well, when you started working for this team, you were 15 years old. Now you're 20. How has this place that has become so familiar to you helped you grow?
You know, honestly, it's almost at a loss for words, really. Just walking around here, seeing how, of course, the players change, the interns change, but there are some constants, and it's those constants, Chuck Pava, Michael Falcone, Tom Lima. It's those guys who have really mentored me through this whole entire journey, and, you know, I'm really thankful for them. And now moving forward, I don't think that there's going to be a day that goes by, a summer evening, a Wednesday, a Friday evening where I don't think about the Newport Gulls. When it's July, when it's August, you know, the Newport Gulls, they have really become kind of synonymous just with my life.
Well, I know there's a laundry list of things that you're going to remember after you step away at the conclusion of this season, and this, sadly, your final game working with the team. But what do you think you're going to take away the most? What's going to stick out to you when you think about things you remember about working for the Newport Gulls?
Well, Zach, I really think that it's, if there's one thing I'll always remember, it's standing over there and telling you that this inning was brought to you by Moz Donuts. You know, those in-between inning sponsorships, those sponsor reads, you know, I'll tell you this. On a December night when it's snowing outside, I used to just cuddle up and by myself, I would, in the corner of my room, I would just go over the reads, just say them. You know, it's a passion, Zach. The Newport Gulls, they've always been one of my largest passions, and, you know, I guess I'm going to miss that. I'm not going to miss the constant going to find kids and whatnot and all the stress that comes with the job, but I'm going to miss the little things, the telling the fans that they better call Newport Glass if there's a broken window in their car, you know? But, yeah, it's the little things, Zach.
Well, John, I'm sure this place will miss you too. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it.
All right, the pregame show will continue right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm here with Newport Gulls starting center fielder Kenny Oyama. And Kenny, you guys are riding a 4-game win streak right now. What's the morale been like within the dugout amongst you guys?
It's been really good. It's a lot of positive energy, you know, picking up each other. You know, we had that little 10-game skit, but, you know, we're back on the horse and, you know, we're playing good ball.
And with the little lineup shuffle, you're down in the 9 spot right now, which has been a pretty good fit for you with a 381 on base. How much do you prioritize getting on base, especially in front of the top of the order?
You know, it's everything. You know, Coach put me there for a reason. You know, kind of turn the lineup over and get on base for my guys.
and you've been playing some stellar defense, especially out in center field, roaming what's kind of an odd dimension in center field here at Cardines Field. How much more comfortable have you felt the more experience that you've had out here this summer?
I'm feeling really comfortable. You know, it's like you said, it's very different dimensions, and I've gotten used to it, gotten comfortable with it, and I've been playing my defense.
And your pitching staff has been playing pretty well, in part due to the fact that you've been playing some solid defense out there in center field. How great has it been to play behind such good pitchers over the past 4 days?
It makes it super easy for us. Just pound the strike zone. Let the chips fall where they may, and we'll make plays behind them.
Absolutely, and hopefully you guys keep it rolling tonight. Best of luck in this ball game.
Thank you.
That was starting center fielder Kenny Oyama. I'm Ryan Medeiros. The pregame show continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Ocean State Waves, Tim Joyce, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros. Tim, I'll start with you. Looked to get a couple sevens in yesterday against the Bristol Blues. You get the first one in, but the second one doesn't happen because of rain.
Yeah, the first one, a continuation game. That was from July 1st. The Blues scored 6 runs in that 6th inning to tie the game, which if it had gotten rained out, the Waves would have won, obviously. But again, we played 2.5 innings in game 2, so we'll continue that on Saturday.
And the last time that these two played, weather was also a factor. 5.5 inning ball game, and a bizarre game. Ocean State scores early, and it's enough to get them what was a 6-3 win in 5.5 frames.
Yeah, and like you said, it's scoring early. For the Waves, they need to score early to win. When they don't score early, they don't win. I know you and I talked about it. When they walk more and strike out less than the teams that they play, they win. So when they walk, they score runs. When they don't strike out, they don't score runs.
And shifting things over to the Gulls, Ryan, this is a team that's won 4 games in a row, and pitching, and namely starting pitching, has really been the name of the game. And going with a name, I think they feel pretty comfortable tonight with the All-Star Kellen Tulio.
Yeah, Kellen Tulio with a 1.71 ERA on the season. And Tim talked about the key for the Ocean State Waves being the need to score early. Well, Newport Gulls starting pitchers just simply haven't allowed any earned runs over their past 4 starts. Just 1 earned run, and that was by Grayson Moore in last night's ball game. 1 earned run by Newport Gulls starting pitchers over the last 4 contests, just 3 earned runs by the entire pitching staff over their last 36 innings. So hopefully these pitchers can help limit this Ocean State offense, which actually ranks second in the entire NECBL with a 259 average, just ahead of the Gulls average of 258.
And you mentioned this is a pitching staff that's really dominated for Newport during this winning streak, but they're going to be talented. They're going to be challenged with a group that we saw a lot of players from both of these teams here at Cardines Field. Tulio will be challenged tonight.
Yes, absolutely, especially with Travis Honeyman of the Ocean State Waves still leading the league with an impressive 429 average. Just unbelievable to think of that. I mean, just territory we don't see, especially in the major leagues nowadays. But 429 average for Honeyman. Will be interesting to see how Tulio, if he goes to challenge Honeyman or if he tries to pitch around him. But like you said, a lot of talented bats in this Ocean State Waves offense.
All right, so we're getting closer to the decisive Game 7 of the Pell Bridge Series, 3-3. Find out who wins the season series tonight at 6:35, but first the pregame show continues next.
You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for the manager show. Zach Letson joined alongside skipper of the Newport Gulls, Kevin Winrow, before Newport gets ready for their final regular season game at Cardines Field against the Ocean State Waves. Coach, team has turned things around, won 4 in a row, and the story has really been the pitching. What do you think your arms have found here in this recent stretch?
I just think we're not playing as many games so that we can get our best guys out there and keep our best guys in the bullpen. So I think it was just, we played a lot of games there. We lost a couple starting arms to the draft, and I think it was just a perfect situation where we ended up losing 10 straight games.
Well, it's been a roller coaster ride, as you touched on, this season for Newport. 6-game winning streak, 10-game losing streak, 4-game winning streak. What do you think it says about the resilience of your guys that you're now looking up as we head to the end of the season?
Well, I think you're going to have ebbs and flows in any season. Maybe not as drastic as a 10-game losing streak, but you're always going to have those ebbs and flows. But I think our kids have done a good job of staying focused on the task at hand and not listening to all the outside noise that goes along with that.
Well, a very important stretch for Newport here to end the season. 2 games against Valley, then a trip to Martha's Vineyard, a game against Danbury, all teams that are fighting to get above Newport in the standings. But you got a matchup tonight with Ocean State as well, the team that's in 6th place. How important is it to not overlook a matchup like tonight with such a pivotal stretch here to end the season?
Well, I don't think you can overlook anybody. I mean, we lost 10 games in a row, and we lost them to all different teams. And so I think you have to take every game. Every game matters at this point.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, the pregame show will continue right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show. Time for the front office report. Zach Letson joined alongside General Manager of the Newport Gulls, Chuck Pava, before Newport's final home game here in the regular season against the Ocean State Waves. It's been a roller coaster ride this season, Chuck. 6-game winning streak, 10-game losing streak, but now showing their perseverance with a 4-game winning streak. How proud are you of this team that's shown that they can stick with it and playing some of their best ball at a really important time?
You know, that's a good point, Zach. I don't think I've ever seen a team lose 10 games in a row first, okay? So that was tough on these kids. We went through a bump where we lost some players and we had to readjust, but we couldn't get our cycle back. But to see this team respond the way they have been and where they're going right now, they're in a good place. And with a 1-game playoff as our first game, we'll have an opportunity with this group of kids. These kids are refocused, I could tell. Their energy's up, and I'm excited for them. We'll see what happens.
Well, it's been a really special year here in 2021 at Cardines Field. As big an intern group as we've ever seen here with the Gulls, and especially hosting the All-Star game. How special of a year was this for you, being at the head of all of it for the Gulls?
Well, let me say this, and Zach, being quite frank, I think this internship group is perhaps the best we've ever had here. I mean, really, these guys took control of the summer for us. I didn't have to show up here every night wondering if all the items were taken care of. They were on top of their game, and that made it easier for me. But then going into the season, knowing that we're going to have all these people here and everything that transpired, I'm just grateful for the outstanding support that we have had all summer long.
Well, it's been a fantastic year and a lot of memories that have been made. I'm sure you've got a laundry list of things that you'll remember, but what do you think will be your biggest takeaway? I know that's probably tough to decide on, but your biggest takeaway when you look back at the 2021 summer here at Cardines Field?
Well, you know, Zach, that biggest takeaway could be coming, all right? But if I have to go from what's transpired so far, I just enjoy the group of kids that we have around here. They enjoy wearing the uniform. They enjoy playing hard and competing, and they've come back from a very difficult situation. The character is outstanding. So for me, you know, it's not always about winning, but these kids make it worth all the while that it's been.
Well, Chuck, I know I speak for all the interns and all the volunteers when I say thank you so much for everything that you've done for us this season, for really making it as special of an experience as it has been for all of us. And thank you for the time here today.
Well, you know, I'm the one to be thanking you, Zach, so thank you so much. You've done an outstanding job. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much, Chuck. The pregame show will continue next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. All right, we welcome you for one final time here in the 2021 regular season to Cardines Field, the final matchup between the Ocean State Waves and the Newport Gulls. And we will break this one all down for you here on our pregame show. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Ocean State Waves, Tim Joyce, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros. It is Host Family Appreciation Night here on the final regular season home game. And with that, we have General Manager of the Newport Gulls, Chuck Pava, assisting all of our host families on the field. So let's send it down to the field for tonight's pregame ceremony.
Thank you so much to the Keys family. Let's welcome today Chris and Becky Farwick with their 2 children, CJ and Elizabeth. They hosted Ethan Hoopengardner. Ethan had to fly home tonight to move out of his apartment at the University of Southern California, and he'll be back here tomorrow. But we're going to take a picture.
So I just ramps up my because I tried ramping up now and completely all
To the Farwick family, thank you so much. Nicole Siebold, Josh hosted Justin Carrera. It's the 5th year. Justin got drafted in the 20th round of this draft, so he's no longer with us, but let's thank the Siebold family for their generosity. Next, we'd like to introduce Spencer and Michelle McComb. They have 2 boys, Ryder and Ryder. They hosted 4 goals this summer. Sam Cochran from Eckerd College and now College of Charleston. Jordan Rogers from the University of Michigan. Kenny Oyama from Loyola Marymount, now UCLA. And Chase Acuff from Eckerd College and now Rollins. It's a moving group. That's a family picture right there. Just outstanding. Thank you so much, Spencer and Michelle, for opening up your homes. Next, I'd like to recognize Sarah and Joe Macedo, who are not with us tonight. They hosted Seamus Barrett from Louisville. We'll move on next to Karen and Jack Mancini and their 2 children, Megan and John. They hosted this summer Matt Wood from Penn State University. Here comes Matt from the dugout. Open. Perfect. Thank you so much, the Mancini family. Thank you so much. Next, I'd like to introduce Dave and Tracy Sampson. They hosted CJ Pitaro from Vanderbilt University. And next, Penn State University. Thank you so much. David Tracy, we really appreciate it. Next, I'd like to introduce Matt and Karen Ellsworth. They hosted Bryce Hewlett from the University of Pittsburgh. Outstanding. Thank you so much, Matt and Karen. Now we'd like to introduce Mike and Christine Wetland and their four children, Alexander, MJ, Harper, and Lucy. They hosted Dawson Brigman from Santa Clara University and Luke Schauer from the University of Virginia.
birthday. Let's wish Harper a happy birthday. Thank you so much, the Wetlands, for your generous hospitality. Now I'd like to introduce Meredith Martin. She's not here tonight. And her two children. They hosted Chris Aldridge. Chris, come on out here and take a picture with Gully. Chris is from the University of Southern, UCLA. So Chris's older brother, Jack, pitches Tulane. He was with us earlier. He was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers a couple of weeks ago. He's no longer with us. I'd like to recognize Kate Nisbet and her son Kaylee, who hosted Daniel Caldwell from UCLA. Daniel, come on out and take a picture with Gully. Where's Daniel? Here. Okay, we're going to introduce Ed and Kelly Shea. They hosted Nelson Berkwich from Vanderbilt University. The story behind this is Nelson's mom went to Salvador Virginia University, and her best friends were Ed and Kelly. So now they get to host her son. Ed and Kelly Shea, thank you so much. I'd like to recognize Justin Cherry and his family. Here they are. So Justin Cherry lives at home with his parents. So they are parents for life. And Justin attends the University of Rhode Island. Justin's his second year with us. I call him Hollywood. Next, we'd like to introduce Bo Baruti and his family. Bo is also living with his family, so they're parents for life. He attends the University of Rhode Island. The Barutis, thank you so much for hosting your son. I want to acknowledge Joe Gordon. I'm not sure if he lives with his parents, but come on here, Joe, let's take a picture with Gully. Joe's from the University of Rhode Island, and he's from California. So he's living on campus right now for the summer. Over here? Come on out here! Grandpa, come on out! Let's take a picture. Uncle Bill, come on! Oh, never mind. Want to come over there? Well, Uncle Bill's here to represent Joe Ford from the University of Rhode Island. That's outstanding. Thank you, Joe. I'd like to also recognize, well, tonight we're going to introduce Connor Kiley and his family, Robert and Allison Kiley. And tonight, Patrick, my buddy Patrick's not with us, but we're going to introduce Connor. And he lives at home, so they're parents for life. Connor attends Stonehill College. And they live in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Next, I'd like to recognize Cal Perello and his family. His family's on vacation in Hawaii. But Cal, come on out and take a picture for your parents, please. Cal attends Rhode Island College.
What do you mean? I ain't like that.
Thank you so much, Cal. Next, I'd like to recognize Kathy and George Sacaleras, who hosted their own son, Peter. I'm not sure if you're here, but come on out, Pete. And they also hosted Brent Umberger, both of them are from Virginia Tech. We'll take a picture with Joey.
Yes, and you're not my boss, so I'm not standing here listening to you. I didn't say it that way.
Nick Conti, come on out. Nick Conti from Duke University and Johnston, Rhode Island. Come on out, Nick, and take a picture with Billy. Well, folks, that covers our host family program. Please give a big hand for these host families who open up like their homes. So these kids are well taken care of over the course of the summer. It's a long summer, folks. Thank you so much for your generosity, host family. Thank you so much. Okay, folks, now we're going to get started with the second half of the program tonight, in Middletown Appreciation Night.
You're perfect invitation.
All right, a big thanks to Chuck Pava, the general manager of the Newport Gulls, for that ceremony. We will be having Middletown Appreciation Night tonight as well. In the meantime, both teams are setting up on the third base and first base line as we prepare for the 7th game of the Pellbridge Series and the final Cardines Field home game in the regular season. Potentially, something we've talked about, be a discussion point all night, Ryan. We're hoping that this isn't the final home game of the season for Newport with postseason implications on the line.
Absolutely, Zach. And like you said, we just don't know. I know you and Tim were just talking about all the possible scenarios. Right now, I believe that we would be hosting Ocean State at home for the first playoff game, the first wild card round. But like you said, so many things can change. We have so many games over these next final days. Some teams have more games than there are days before the first playoff round with a couple double headers mixed in. So I guess we'll see over these next couple days. Hopefully the Gulls keep winning and earn themselves a home game.
So the way that the Southern Division stacks up right now, of course, as a reminder, Every team in the NECBL, all 14, will be in the playoffs. The incentive is to win the division. You get a first-round bye. Everyone else plays in single elimination games right off the bat. The Valley Blue Sox are in second, but just with a record of 20-16, and that's when it really gets interesting. They're 2 games out of first. After that, Newport is just a half game back at 20-17 in the 3 spot. The Mystic Schooners also with a record of 20-17. Those 2 teams are done playing for the regular season, and worth noting, Newport has won the Narragansett Bay Insurance Cup 5-2, so they have won that tiebreaker. And the team, here's where we can get trivial. The team behind the Mystic Schooners, the Danbury Westerners, they come in with a 21-18 record and are playing in a doubleheader against Mystic this afternoon. If they were to finish with the same record as Newport, Danbury would win the tiebreaker. The Westerners have won all 6 matchups with Newport this year. But for Newport, the name of the game is they're in third right now, just trying to finish with that top 4 seed to get that home game in the wild card game. And it's going to play itself out, Ryan, with everything we've got here. When you talk about, you got 2 games with Valley tomorrow, then Martha's Vineyard, and then Danbury. It's all going to work itself out. And Newport really controls their own destiny.
Yes, Zach, and the reason for that is because Newport's only playing Southern Division teams, so all these teams that are so close in the standings right now are just going to be facing off against one another. It's just really going to be a slugfest, quite literally, in these last couple of games to see who comes out on top on the standings. Really, first place isn't even solidified at this point. I know Vineyard's got a grasp on that position right now, but Newport mathematically could still end up winning the division if they win out here, or even if they lose one of these games, because they're playing Vineyard once or twice here, and they're playing against all these other Southern Division teams for a playoff spot.
Well, Newport has lost the season series with the Danbury Westerners after dropping the first 6 games to Danbury. However, Newport has an opportunity to win the season series with every other team in the Southern Division, and we head into this game tonight, a decisive 3-3 between these two in what's really been a bizarre series, Tim. We've had 6 games, 5 of them have been at Old Mountain Field, and half of them haven't even gone 9 innings.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, Zach, 5 of them in Old Mountain Field. One of them was a Gulls home game. We've been here once before. Scheduled, they're supposed to have 4 at Old Mountain Field, 3 here at Cardines, but obviously Mother Nature had other things to say about that this year, as she did on most of the league.
So Newport has won all 3 of the games against Ocean State on the road. Only 1 game here at Cardines Field between these 2 teams, and it was also the only extra innings game Newport has played all season. A 4-2 win for Ocean State in 10 innings. A 2-run shot from Walker Birchfield was the difference in that game in the 10th. But it's interesting because we talked about it. I talked about it with Ryan. Those top 5 spots, very, very tight. You're looking at just a difference of 2.5 games between 1 and 5. But then you look at the bottom half of the bottom portion of the standings. Ocean State at 17-22, Bristol at 11-27. Those 2 teams a little more solidified in those spots, but just trying to play good baseball at the important time, try to get some momentum going.
Yeah, the Waves, after their loss to the Danbury Westerners and the Mystic Schooners, they locked themselves in at that 6th seed. And the one thing about that is we have no idea who we're going to play in that wild card game right now. Obviously, like you said, Valley, Newport, and Mystic, you're all tied at 2.5 games back of the Martha's Vineyard chart. So the Waves really, although they're locked into a spot, they're scoreboard watching from here on out.
And you know, Zach, a lot of things in limbo, as you said at this point. This could potentially be the last Newport Gulls game at Cardines Field this season. If they lose out or end up in that 5th spot in the standings and lose in the wild card round, which would be the most unfortunate scenario possible, but this could be the last Newport Gulls game, as I said, at Cardines Field this season. So hopefully the Gulls will be able to make that not be the case, and hopefully we'll be able to get either a home playoff game here. That would be the most ideal scenario. And if not, end up winning in the wild card round away and end up getting back here at some point in the next round.
All right, well, we're just moments away from game number 7 between Newport and Ocean State, but before we go any further, we will step aside and be right back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We welcome you to a beautiful night for baseball, the final whole regular season home game for the Newport Gulls against the Ocean State Waves here at historic Cardines Field. It is a great night and a great crowd, and with that we welcome you to our pregame show. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Ocean State Waves, Tim Joyce, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros, as we prepare for this. And A Rhode Island rivalry that has really given us some good contests and a decisive Game 7 coming up to decide who wins the season series.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great baseball all year. Other than the one blowout from Ocean State, every game has been close up until the end where both teams have a chance to win it.
Well, you mentioned that blowout. Newport has won all 3 of their games at Old Mountain Field in this series that they have won. Ocean State 2 wins at their home ballpark as well as a win here. But these 2 teams have not played since Newport was on that 10-game skid. It was the 7th consecutive loss for Newport, who have since then really turned the page and are playing some of their best baseball all year here at a really important time.
Absolutely. In that 10-game slide, we saw Newport get outscored by 28 runs. Since their winning streak, which is extended to 4 games, on Wednesday's ball game, they've outscored opponents by more than 20 runs. So this team has just completely turned things around, mainly led by their starting pitching, which has been fantastic. The entire pitching staff in general actually has been great. Just 3 earned runs in their last 36 innings. So hopefully they'll hope to keep that rolling in tonight's ball game.
Well, you beat me too. I was going to talk about how the pitching has really set the tone and what was those games really of important meaning. You got a win against Bristol, a win against first place Martha's Vineyard, and then their second shutout win of the season against Mystic before what was really a fireworks show. 11 runs on 12 hits. It seems like you had the pitching. That's been the overall story, but everything is kind of just clicking here at a perfect time.
Absolutely, and we saw it in Wednesday's ball game against Bristol. Obviously, Bristol gave a lot of assistance to Newport Gulls scoring in that ballgame with a lot of wild pitches, a lot of errors as well. But the Gulls bats really have come to life in this winning streak, really aided by their starting pitching. I think we talked about the pitching. I think the starting pitching success over this 4-game winning streak has really taken some weight off the lineup shoulders and allowed them to kind of relax, not really rush at the plate, not get super antsy, look for pitches that are good pitches to hit and really capitalize on those. We've talked about it. Only 1 earned run from this starting pitching, Newport Gulls starting pitching, over this win streak that was given up by Grayson Moore yesterday. Just 1 earned run for him in 5 in the 3rd innings of work. So the entire pitching staff has been excellent. I think, like you said, has really set the tone for this Gulls team.
Well, it will be a Newport Gulls all-star on the mound for you tonight. We will have starting lineups, pitching matchups, defensive alignments, the whole 9 for you coming up in just a little bit. But for now, let's send it down to our pregame ceremonies with Director of Operations Mike Falcone, followed by tonight's national anthem.
Also with us tonight on the field to represent Middletown Town Council, Christopher Logan. Tangway and his daughter Josephine, the Middletown Finance Director. Emergency Volunteer Management Coordinator, Carmela Greer. Give her a big round of applause. Former Town Council member, Rick Lombardi, and former Council President for 10 years, Andy Andre. Lastly, let's recognize and give a big Cardines Field welcome to Town Administrator Sean Brown. Thanks for all your support, Sean. Now, to throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch, I'd like to welcome to the mound Bella Wiggins. She's the senior class president of Middletown High School. She's on the National Honor Society president, a varsity basketball player, and senior prom queen who will be attending Clemson University in the fall. That's a strike. At this time, I'd like you to please all rise and remove your caps, as the nation's colors are presented by a joint color guard from the Middletown Police and Fire Department.
Here to perform tonight's national anthem is Taylor Vogel, the son of host parents Mike and Stacy. Also on the field with us tonight is another host family, Christy Wetline, who will be interpreting the national anthem in sign language.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Let's give it up one more time for the state champions and the town of Middletown. Thank you very much for the support. Now let's get ready to play some baseball.
Well, it is almost that time at Cardines Field between the 20 and 7 seed Newport Gulls and the 17 and 22 Ocean State Waves for a 7th and final time here this regular season. It is an exciting one and a lot on the line for both of these teams as we are just a couple games away from the postseason. But here in this final and deciding matchup, Tim, why don't you take us through the starting line that we will see for Ocean State?
Yeah, for Ocean State, Kyle Maves is going to lead off. He's going to play second. Johnny Tuchillo hits second. He's the catcher. Slade Wilkes hits third. He's in right field. The new wave, but the old face, Casey Dana, the DH, hits cleanup. Nick Samillo, the third baseman, hits fifth. Albert Choi hits sixth in center. Ian Osberg in left. Dan Baroque plays first, hits eighth. And Luis Atiles rounds things out playing shortstop.
They will be met by the Newport Gulls All-Star, Kellen Tulia, who will be taking the mound tonight for Newport and trying to continue this fantastic stretch for Newport Arms.
Yeah, Zach, we've talked about it. The Newport starting pitching has been fantastic over this 4-game winning streak, and Kellen Tulio hasn't even taken the mound in this streak yet. He'll look to continue it tonight. A 1.71 ERA on the season and 26 innings pitched, 36 strikeouts for Tulio, so he's got some dominant swing and miss stuff. He has struggled a bit with control, 20 walks on the season to just 13 hits, so if he can keep the ball in the strike zone, he should have a successful night against a tough Ocean State offense.
3-3 the series between these two teams. 5 games at Old Mountain Field, 1 here in Newport. Surprisingly, only half of those games have been 9 innings long. These two played a 7-inning doubleheader, one that the Gulls swept. It was games 5 and 6 of that 6-game winning streak before the 10-game skid, and then also played a 5.5 inning game that went in favor of Ocean State the last time that these two met up, which was July the 17th, the eve of the All-Star game. And the last time that these two played, Newport in their home orange uniforms that they only wear on Fridays. And here we are, the final home game here on July the 30th. The defense has taken the field behind Kellen Tullio, so let's give you Newport's starting defensive alignment. Left to right across the outfield, Jordan Rogers in left field, Kenny Oyama in center field, Sam Cochran in right. Left to right across the infield, C.J. Pitaro at third base, Chase Acuff at shortstop, Dawson Brigman at second, Bryce Hewlett is at first, and Matt Wood is the battery mate to Kellen Tullio on the mound for Newport. As the two managers, Aaron Kirshine-Bonner and Kevin Winterode, shaking hands as we get started. Along with the home plate umpiring crew, it'll be Matt Gattain calling the balls and strikes tonight. Ronaldo Cochran and Levante Palmer will be your two field umpires. And for Newport starting pitcher Kellen Tullio of University of Louisville, Emmaus, Pennsylvania, he is pitching for the first time since starting against the Valley Blue Sox. It was the 10th game of that 10-game skid for the Gulls. Started very well for Tullio on the mound. He struck out 6 of the first 8 batters he faced. His final line, he went 3 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, 1 earned run, 2 hits, and 4 walks to 7 Ks. Has a 2-0 record on the season with the 1.70 ERA. This will be his 6th start and 8th game. 26 1/3 innings to his name, and 36 strikeouts to 20 walks for a guy who's really anchored this rotation as the ace of the staff.
Yeah, Zach, and I was going to say here is Tullio goes as far as his command will let him. We saw 2 starting pitchers for the Gulls earlier this week show impeccable command in Nelson Berkwich and Grayson Moore. Hopefully Tullio can continue that trend tonight, because when he's right and in the zone, he's pretty much unhittable.
Well, it's a big game for Newport and an important stretch. It's going to be important for the Gulls not to overlook tonight. You have 2 against the second-place Valley Blue Sox tomorrow, then first-place Martha's Vineyard, and then your arch rivals, the Danbury Westerners, who they haven't beaten. But all that coming after what's a really important game tonight against your Rhode Island rivals.
Yeah, forget the record, forget the standings tonight. These Ocean State Waves, the Newport Gulls have to defeat them tonight if they want to continue this hot stretch. Obviously, it's ideal to beat those teams that are ahead of you in the standings, but beating those teams that you're behind as well, or behind you, is really important.
20-17 are the Gulls, 2.5 games out of first. In third place, Ocean State comes in 6th place at 17-22, 6.5 games out. As the All-Star Quinnipiac Bobcat Kyle Maves digs in from the left side. First pitch home from Kellen Tullio is over the head of Maves, and they'll chuckle about it. First pitch coming in at 6:44 here at Carneades Field on a beautiful Friday night for baseball. 72 degrees, and mostly sunny here in the city by the sea. One out to the second baseman, misses. It's quickly 2-0. Maves a .224 hitter this season and has played a lot. His 37th game with Ocean State was someone that replaced Justin Guerrera at second base in the NECBL All-Star game. 7 All-Stars for Ocean State represented this year at Carneades Field. First strike there for Tullio. It's now 3-1. Burlington, Ontario native for Kyle Maves. Played in game 1 of that doubleheader yesterday. Only 1 at bat, but went 1 for 1 with an RBI. He skies this into left field. Out there is Rogers, now coming in and making the catch.
Yeah, that's a really big out for Kellen Tullio right there. After getting behind in the count 3-0, coming back and enforcing that fly out there, a lot bigger of an out than it might seem.
Yeah, and for Maves in that doubleheader yesterday, that was actually the walk-off hit that game, a continuation game from July 1st, a RBI infield single to score Albert Choi.
Brings up another All-Star, Johnny Tuccillo. The catcher tonight for Eric Kirshine-Bonder's team fouls the first pitch back.
First time he's hit second in the lineup. We've seen Kyle Maves hit second a lot, but since the departures of Dylan Hoy and Alex Ramirez, it's really been tough. We saw Albert Choi hit leadoff in Game 2 yesterday, so really kind of playing around with the top of the order with the departures of those two.
Well, something you will see is putting your best or one of your best hitters in that 2 spot, and Tuccillo certainly got an argument for that, hitting .313 in 28 games, 2 homers and 16 RBIs. Lines this back up the middle. That'll find grass for a base hit. All the way near the gap. Oyama racing over, slides. It bounces off of his knee, and right on cue, Johnny Tuccillo in with extra bases.
Yeah, good piece of hitting by Tuccillo. You know he's on when he's going the opposite way. When he starts to pull the ball, that's when he gets in slumps. Sends that, and it's a 1-out double.
Yeah, almost a really fine play there by Kenny Oyama, trying to cut that one off and hold Tuccillo to a single. Just bounced off his leg there as he went into the slide.
Brings up the right fielder from Southern Mississippi, Slade Wilkes. Another guy that's got a hot bat with Ocean State, trying to strike first here. In inning number 1, he is a .312 hitter. This is his 31st game. The Columbia, Mississippi native.
He's played in just about every game since coming to the team a week late.
He's got some pop in that bat. Hit in the Home Run Derby as the Ocean State Waves participant. And 1 for 4 with a couple of RBIs yesterday in the game that the Waves were able to get it in that doubleheader that turned into just 1 game. So he fights this one off rolling, staying just fair. Hewlett picks it up and now will step on first for the 3 unassisted, but Tuccillo moves on over to third base now with 2 outs. Moves the potential first run 90 feet away from scoring for the new Ocean State Waves. Seeing the Newport Gulls for a very first time, Casey Dana, who plays in his 11th game, but did not make his debut until July the 20th.
Yeah, Dana, that was 3rd year in Ocean State.
Gets a hold of this one into center field. Running in is Oyama, and he makes the catch. That retires the side in the top of the first. Johnny Tuccillo with a double, but Newport's able to strand him on the base paths. 0-0 as we have the home half of the first on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Your own course. Set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Back here on historic Cardines Field, Newport getting set to take to the plate for the first time tonight. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Newport Gulls in a 0-0 ball game to this point. Leading off in right field for Newport, it's Sam Cochran, his former Eckerd College teammate. Right behind him, Chase Acuff playing shortstop and hitting second. Matt Wood hits third for Newport and does the catching. Spencer Smith, the all-star shortstop in the DH role tonight for the Gulls, hits cleanup. Dawson Brigman hits fifth and plays second base. Bryce Hewlett hits sixth and plays first. Jordan Rogers hitting seventh. CJ Pitaro playing the hot corner and hitting eighth. And Kenny Oyama rounding out the order and hitting ninth for the Gulls. coming off of what was a great hitting performance on Wednesday. 11 runs, 12 hits. Of course, Newport's game yesterday did not happen against the Danbury Westerners due to rain. That game will be made up on Monday in all likelihood. But this is an offense that had one of their more impressive performances and a fireworks show led by the man that's about to come up, Sam Cochran, a 3-for-4 night with a home run.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cochran has really found a home for himself in the leadoff spot of this lineup, hitting .360 over the last 5 games. Let's see how he starts it off today.
He's the team leader in games played, also the team leader in hits for Newport. His 35th game for the Gulls. This is Newport's 40th game of the season, a 20-17 record. As the first pitch comes in from Nathan Stahl, misses for ball number 1, making his second start this year against the Newport Gulls.
Yeah, his first was his first start of the year, which it was in game 1 of that doubleheader. He went 4 innings in that, allowed a run on 2 hits, struck out 6. But on the year, he's given up earned runs, but in those games, Ocean State has given him run support. The only game where he didn't give up more than 4 earned runs was the 3-1 loss to Newport.
This one's roped back up the middle, takes a few hops over to second base. Maves over to first in time.
Looked like that ball was ticketed for center field, but actually caught the glove of the Waves starting pitcher there, tipped it right to the second baseman.
So Stahl will get credit for that, bouncing off of his glove into the glove of Maves for what was a 1-4-3 putout for out number 1. And it brings up the shortstop, Chase Acuff, who's found a new home in that 2 spot. Flies the first pitch down the first base line. Running over is Baroque, and he pounces into the pole over there. Hope he's all right. And, well, that certainly can't feel too good. Looked like he was looking up for the ball, and, well, it's a little tough out there without a warning track to know quite how close you are there.
Yeah, no padding on the pole as well.
I've talked about this with several of our Newport Gulls here and said this is probably the one ballpark that really does need a warning track, and we don't have one here at Cardines Field, so you really have to be aware of the dimensions.
It's a long strike for Acuff to get the count started. 0-1 coming from Stahl. Fastball upstairs, it's 1-1. The 4th start for Stahl this year, as you mentioned, made his first against the Gulls. It was in that 3-1 win for Newport, game number 1 of that 7-inning doubleheader. And he did not pick up a decision. That was a 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the 6th before Gavin Cassis hit a 2-run home run, which was the deciding runs in the ball game. Those did not come off Stahl as the fastball comes in upstairs. It's now 3-1. On the outside part of the plate, Acuff was ready to go to first. He'll have to go back in the batter's box to full count. Payoff pitch. Upstairs for ball 4, and there is the walk. A free pass to Chase Acuff, and the first Gulls base runner in this ball game.
And that's really why Acuff has been such a nice fit in the 2-hole. He works at bats, looks for good pitches to hit, and ends up getting on base quite a bit of the time. 375 on base thus far with Newport this summer.
Well, it's his 6th walk, and he had a stretch where he reached twice in Wednesday's game. Before that, had 5 walks in the previous 3 games before that. And since moving up in that Newport order, only good things have happened for the Gulls as catcher Matt Wood looks at ball number 1 upstairs. This is someone who, I want to talk about getting on base and swinging the bat. The team leader in batting average, a .344 hitter with a little bit of power as of late. 3 home runs and 13 RBIs. It's a healthy lead over there for Acuff, and this pitch misses outside. It's 2-0.
Acuff with just 1 stolen base attempt on the season. He was successful in that attempt.
No score early between Newport and Ocean State. Waves had an opportunity with a Johnny Tuccillo double, but he was stranded at third. Gulls looking to strike first. As this breaking ball finds the zone, nice pitch from Stahl. It's now 2-1. He did start in that last game that these two played. It was a 5.5 inning game, and Wood recorded a double. 6-3 loss for Newport, as this one's grounded softly over to Maves. Bobbles it initially, and now his only plays over to first to get Wood. So with the bobble, that keeps this inning alive as the double play opportunity gone, and Acuff moves to second.
Yeah, just that bobble there kept the inning alive for Newport Gulls, as you said, Zach. Probably a fairly easy turn with Wood not being the quickest guy at the plate.
Brings up Spencer Smith from the 9 spot to the 5 spot, and now into the cleanup spot. In front of a packed house here at Cardines Field. Not a lot of empty seats. You look down the first base line, you look down the third base line. As good of a crowd as we have seen all season. And this pitch is outside for ball 1 to Smith.
Yeah, I mentioned it in the last ball game. The Newport Gulls averaged about 1,000 more fans per home game than any other team in the NECBL.
Almost twice the amount of the team that's in second, and would certainly love to play some playoff baseball in front of their fans. That is what Newport is playing for in these last 4 games of the regular season. Last 5 games, 4 games that'll be on the road after tonight is the final home game. Newport's got 2 scheduled for tomorrow in Holyoke against the Blue Sox. So this curveball catches the zone. It's 2-1. Smith has played in 6 of the 7 games in the Pale Bridge Series, a 5 for 17 over that stretch with 2 RBIs. 2-1. It's chopped right in front of home plate. Stallfields throws over to first in time for the easy out, number 3. So Newport gets 1 base runner on the walk, but can't bring Acuff home. Still nothing ball game as we go to the top of the second. Be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
How many times can I say, oh yeah?
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
Welcome you back to Cardines Field. Top of the second, no score between Newport and Ocean State. Game 7 of the Pell Bridge Series. And another new face on this Ocean State team leads things off, Nick Samillo. And he grounds this one over to the third baseman, Pitaro, who throws across the diamond for the first out.
Yeah, and haven't seen a lot of that from Samillo lately. He was 10 for his last 17. Talk about a hot hitter.
A quick out number 1 for Kellen Tuil, who has retired 4 of the first 5, and now we'll get center fielder Albert Choi. Downington, Pennsylvania native, and plays his baseball at NJIT. Was in the NCAA tournament this past year. First pitch is a ball.
Yeah, I feel like we say in every broadcast, but Choi hit a home run in that Fayetteville Regional to get things started down there in Arkansas.
A very memorable, almost Cinderella run of sorts to get there, and they get paired with the number 1 overall seed. The same regional that had the Northeastern Huskies, which Newport knows about because of Spencer Smith. Smith is upstairs. It's now 3-0
Now for the Waves, Thomas Balboni. Played for the Huskies, was a late addition.
3-0. In there for a strike on the upper part of the plate. Troy thought it was ball 4, but we'll extend the count here.
Talk about a guy who did almost everything right this past spring. Not only did he bat .311,
swing and a miss from Troy there, and now we've gone full.
But he also was 27 for 28 in stolen base attempts. So, guy that has some good speed, some good pop at the plate as well.
Payoff pitch. Hit high in the air into foul territory. Hewlett's got a beat on it, and he makes the catch. There's 2 gone.
Well, if there's anyone who knows that foul territory on the right side, is Bryce Hewlett, who's played the majority of the innings at first base for Newport this summer.
And we've seen a couple already hit in that general area, general vicinity. But so far, so good for Kellen Tulio. Just 1 hit. The double from Johnny DeGiola has retired every other batter so far. And with 2 down, the 7-hitter Ian Osberg digs in and looks at ball number 1. He's playing in his 17th game this season with the Waves, .216 hitter. 8 hits and 37 at-bats. Looks at a strike there. Did play a big part in that 6-3 win, though, against Newport. Had a big home run, 3-run shot. Went 2 for 2 in that game. Gets a hold of this one into center field. It'll fall for a base hit. So right on cue, he stays hot against the Gulls. A hit for Ian Osberg, the second Waves hit tonight.
Yeah, and last year, Osberg, his only home run of the season was against the Newport Gulls in another continuation game that took about 2 weeks to play.
Keeps this inning going for Dan Baroque, a man that we saw at Cardines Field last summer in the Newport Collegiate Baseball League. And Cranston, Rhode Island native from Boston College. And is quite the character. He looks at a strike there. A 170 hitter, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs for Baroque this season. Starting at first base tonight. Looks at a ball that gets in the dirt there. It's now 1-1. Runner on first is Osberg. 2 down here in the top of the second inning. No score so far between Newport and Ocean State. As this pitch is down low. Now it's 2-1.
Yeah, and you can really see, looking at some of the numbers of the guys in the lower part of this lineup, it's a bit of a top-heavy lineup. Travis Honeyman batting .429 on the season, has the night off tonight, so some other guys will get a chance at the plate for Ocean State.
2-1 home. Big cut and a miss from Baruch. On the pitch downstairs, it's 2-2. Deuce is wild. For Baroque this season, has played in 4 games against the Newport Gulls, and still looking for that first hit, 0 for 4. Runner goes, has this pitch in there for strike 3. Kellen Tulio catches Baroque looking for his first strikeout tonight, and the side is retired in the top of the second inning. Still no score between Ocean State and Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily. NewportMansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Five, 6, and 7 hitters for the Newport Gulls. No score between Newport and Ocean State in the final regular season home game for Newport here in 2021. In front of a jam-packed crowd at Cardines Field, Dawson Brigman gets the inning started and looks at ball number 1. The Brigman, Hewlett, and Rogers for the Gulls looking for the breakthrough. As this pitch from Stahl gets the inner part of the plate, it's 1-1 now. Brigman, a coach's selection in the 2021 All-Star Game, played at second base here at Cardines on July the 18th and swings and misses right there.
Yeah, Brigman took a brief 2-game reprieve after a victory over Bristol on July 24th, but back in the lineup on Wednesday's ball game, didn't miss a beat. 3 times on base and 6 plate appearances.
Looks at strike 3 there on the fastball. Nate Stahl blows it right by him, and Brigman just looked at it for strike number 3, first punch out for Stahl.
The first baseman, number 30.
So Gulls still looking for their first hit, and now it's the 6-hitter Bryce Hewlett who digs in. Stahl working quickly, and the first pitch from Hewlett is fouled back to the screen. For Hewlett this season, hitting .244, played in 29 games for the Pittsburgh Panther. And he looks at a strike. It's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, Hewlett, a guy who whiffs a fair share, but he's at his best when he stays within his swing, doesn't try to do too much.
0-2 coming from Stahl. It's hit back up the middle, off the glove, and now off the glove of Maves. Bounces off the glove of Stowe on the mound, and then Maves at second base, and the hustle from Bryce Hewlett will get him on base.
Nice job by Hewlett there with 2 strikes, just keeping his head down, like I said, not trying to do too much, putting the ball in play, and good things will happen.
A couple of opportune bounces there for Newport, and it gets them their first hit tonight, as you're going to look at the replay there. And we had seen something fairly similar to that with Sam Cochran and his ground ball that was off the glove of Stahl but fielded by Maves. And this time it went off the glove of Maves and off of Stahl. And just not enough time to get a throw together over to first. 1 on with 1 out for Jordan Rogers, who looks at a strike there. It's 1-1.
Baseball, truly a game of inches. Luck might go one way or the other, but things usually seem to even out in the end.
The righty set and fires. This one is grounded hard into left field for a hit. Back-to-back singles for the Gulls. Runners on first and second with still just 1 out.
Yeah, back-to-back ball games with a hit for Rogers, a guy who desperately needed to get on a hot streak. Was hitting 197 coming into this contest, so it's got to feel good for him to get on base there.
Yeah, he hit those perfectly placed, too, right in that 5-6 hole between Oxford at third and Antilles at short.
Well, it brings up another guy who would love to get a base hit. C.J. Pizarro had a great start to the year for Newport, but is looking for his first hit in the month of July, as this one's hit back to the fence. Average that has fallen down a little bit for Pizarro. It was as high as 367 at one point. After a 4-for-5 night, it was up to 328 on June the 30th. 3-for-5 night, rather. He's looking for his first hit since that night a month ago. And what a time it would be to get it.
Yeah, in fairness, Pizarro He has been in and out of the lineup, so hasn't got quite the consistent playing time. It's easy to see how a guy's rhythm and timing can get a little bit off spending some time on the bench.
Yeah, just 6 games played in that 31 game span for the Vanderbilt Commodore from Hamilton, New Jersey. As Stahl will look back over at Hewlett now. First real opportunity for Newport. Runners on first and second with just 1 out for Pitaro, who has been a little bit of rotation at third base. Newport started Acuff, Fortin, and Pitaro at that position. As this pitch curves in a bit inside, it's 1-2. 9 RBIs on the year for the third baseman, looking for 10 and 11 here potentially. But he swings and misses at this pitch for strike number 3. Nasty pitch from Nathan Stahl, and a big second out on the punch out.
Yeah, great pitch. They were able to get Pitaro to chase the slider there from Stahl. High spinning pitch.
Brings up the dangerous 9-hitter, Kenny Oyama. Newport has him in that 9 spot, almost works as a second leadoff hitter for a guy who has spent a lot of his time in that leadoff spot, which is now back in the hands of Sam Cochran. And he will not look at a first pitch before Stahl gives a stare over to Hewlett over at second. Another guy that took his talents from one side of the country to another for Oyama. Looks at ball one there. Trabuco County, California native, and is making the move from Loyola Marymount to UCLA for this upcoming collegiate season. Two on with 2 out. This one's hit high in the air, deep into center. Underneath it is Choi, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Long flyout from Kenny Oyama ends things in the bottom of the second. Still no score between Newport and Ocean State on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Back here at Cardines Field, a lot of fans in attendance of all ages. We are back for the top of the third inning. Kellen Tulio back out on the bump to face 9-1-2 in the Ocean State lineup. Luisa Tillies, Kyle Maves, and Johnny Tuchilla. Fastball in there for a strike. It's 1-2.
Yeah, not a bad guy to have set the table here for Ocean State. 421 on base this season for Achilles.
Pitch comes inside. It's 2-2 now.
Someone who's still battling back from injury, broke his femur in February. Missed all of his college season at Lenore Ryan.
Before that, he played at Cardines Field in the Newport Collegiate Baseball League as a part of the South Coast Health Team and hit 254 in 51 at-bats. As this pitch is lined back up the middle for a base hit for Achilles. The 9-hitter getting a leadoff single for Ocean State to get things started in the third.
Yeah, and this is huge for Ocean State. 3 hits already in this ball game. None of them have led to any runs yet, but for a guy in Tulio who's only given out 4.4 hits per 9 innings, to be able to get to him early could be key for the Waves late in the game.
Was only able to last 3 1/3 last Friday. It was the last game that Newport lost, 5-4 defeat to the Valley Blue Sox. Top of the order for Ocean State with the second baseman Kyle Maves, who looks at strike number 1 there on a curveball from Tulio. Flew out to the left fielder Jordan Rogers to start tonight's game. 3 hits belonging to Ocean State tonight compared to the 2 for the Gulls. Big lead for Achilles, and all Tulio thinking the same thing. The lefty checks over on him and he's back in time.
Yeah, Achilles, you said it, coming off an injury, but he has stolen 19 bases in his collegiate career, so could see him on the move here.
Got a decent lead over there at first, and Tulio will check in again before Maves can get his second pitch.
On a game that the Gulls might be watching in Game 2 of that doubleheader, Mystic now leads Danbury 11-0.
Danbury took game number 1. Of course, Newport needs to have a better record than Danbury to finish better, with the Westerners having the tiebreaker in something that can change a lot on Monday when Newport will play their final game of the season against the Danbury Westerners, a game that was supposed to happen yesterday. It did not because of rain, and the league-wide makeup date of August 2nd will do just that for Newport, as they will make up the game against Danbury. 2 against the Valley Blue Sox in Holyoke tomorrow. A long trip out to Martha's Vineyard on Sunday before that long bus ride on Monday. And as if you need another reason to want to have a home game to start the playoffs, I think Newport will prefer not to have another long trip to get the postseason started. As this pitch comes inside. As you could be looking at potentially going back to Danbury the next day. Of course, depends on how things shape out for Newport. Very likely to finish somewhere between the 3 and 5 spot. As this is swung on and missed from Maves on the fastball, it's 2-2. Essentially a 3-way tie right now. Newport is in third, but coming into today, Danbury, Mystic, and Newport basically the same record. Right now, Danbury's at 21-18, Newport 20-17, and Mystic at 20-17. About to be 21-17 after that game goes final. Checking on the shortstop Achilles again, who's back in time. Still nobody out here in the top of the third inning and no score. Two coming. Curveball that he just fights off and stays alive. A battle between Maves and Tulio. Hits from Tuchillo, Osberg, and Achilles so far for Ocean State, but have not been able to scratch across that first run yet. This is flowing out of play.
Yeah, Zach, this is quite the at-bat by Maves here. Tulio by no means a comfortable at-bat, especially with 2 strikes. 12.3 strikeouts per 9 innings this season.
The 7th pitch of this at-bat coming up. 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that is a big punch out of the leadoff man, Maves, for the first out.
Yeah, great pitch there by Tulio. A slider that started at the front hip of Kyle Maves, the lefty-lefty matchup, and just fell off the table.
Number 41.
Brings up the man with the lone extra base hit to this point, the all-star catcher, Johnny Tuchillo. Wearing that red Stony Brook Seawolves helmet as he digs in from the right side. Checking again on Achilles, who's back in safe. Tulio checked in on him 4 times during that last at-bat. Nardi checking in on him once there. How about again?
Yeah, paying very close attention to Achilles.
Making that lead over there probably go a little smaller and smaller. And Tuccello had a double in his first at bat. And you'd have to think with one here, that difference could decide whether you'd want to send the shortstop or not to the plate. As that pitch misses, it's 1-0 to the catcher.
Yeah, I mentioned that Achilles with 19 stolen bases in his collegiate career. The last time he stole double digits in the season was in 2019 when he had 12.
Often going that side, pitches outside. Wood from his knees, good throw to second, he's out. Oh, Matt Wood, a fantastic throw from behind the dish, and there's 2 gone.
Right on the money by Matt Wood. Threw it right into the line of the base runner there. Perfect placement.
It doesn't get any better than that. From his knees on a pitch outside, an absolute dart from the catcher, something we've seen a lot this year. So after all of that drama with Achilles at first, I guess it did pay off for the Gulls. Tuccello gets a hold of this one deep in the left. Back is Oyama at the wall, and he makes the catch. And just like that, after all of that, this side is retired. Still, no score between Newport and Ocean State as we enter the home half of the third on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Great googly moogly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How many times can I say, oh, yeah?
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
There's our PA announcer, Don O'Hanley. Has been with Newport for a long time, since 2003, nearly since the start of Newport Gulls baseball here at Cardines Field, and is sitting right amidst all the fans here at Cardines Field to call this one. Has done so, has sat there all season long, and it'll be the top of the order for Newport as they look to strike first. Still nothing between the Gulls and the Waves in this decisive Game 7 of the Pellbridge Series. Nathan Stahl back out on the mound, fires the first pitch strike to Sam Cochran. Grounds this over on the right side again. Maves will throw over to first in time. Pair of groundouts for Cochran, and there's one away.
A little bit more of a conventional ground ball to second base there rather than in his first at bat when it tipped off the pitcher.
Brings up Chase Acuff, who is the first man to reach base for Newport today on a base on balls. Swings and misses there, only swung out of his shoes. Has a little laugh about it. Late season addition for Newport, but has played just as impactful a role as anyone that could have arrived on time. Looks at a ball there. After being a temp with the Savannah Bananas, got a call up to join Newport this summer as this is flowed out into Shallow in the outfield, charging in his Choi to make the play.
Albert Choi covers so much ground in the Ocean State outfield. He's so fast, scored on a ground ball yesterday to win the game. That was to the first baseman, and the infield was in. He was off on contact, and there wasn't even a throw.
Brings up the catcher, Matt Wood. 0 for 1 today with a ground out himself. There's 2 hits on the board so far for Newport. They both came in that second inning, back-to-back singles from Bryce Hewlett and Jordan Rogers. 3 base runners if you count the Acuff walk. As Wood ropes this one right over to second. Maves is there to end the bottom half of the 3rd inning. And let's keep it here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. 3 quick innings through, no score. Let's look at some other scores from around the NECBL, some that the Newport Gulls will be keeping a close eye on.
Absolutely, Zach. And let's stick in the Southern Division here just because the standings are so close, and we talked about them earlier in this ball game. But a doubleheader today between Danbury and Mystic. In the first game of that slate, Danbury defeated Mystic 7-4, and now Mystic is crushing Danbury, as you mentioned, Tim, 11-0 in the 5th inning of that game. Valley is just about to start a game coming up, but as for now, those only scores on the board for the Southern Division.
I think that's a score that Newport likes to see, as Newport has to have a better record than Danbury to finish better than them. They can finish with the same record as Mystic and finish ahead, as we got to look at the hula hoop contest down on the down on the field. Something that we participated in the last time that it happened. You're right.
Oh, man, don't remind me, Zach. That was not a pretty showing by our broadcast team here in Newport. One we'd like to forget sooner rather than later.
And I got to say, I saw that on social media, and it gave me a good laugh.
Oh, man. Well, we had a lot of fun. It was a night where we recognized Volunteer Appreciation Night here at Cardines Field, and it was a cool night. We only had interns that were doing all of the mid-inning activities. And that has come to a close, and we head to the top of the 4th. So you know what that means. I'll hand it over to Tim Joyce to take us through innings 4, 5, and 6. Tim?
Well, thank you very much, Zach. It'll be Slade Wilkes to lead things off. He'll be followed by Casey Dana and Nick Samillo, as Kellen Tullio is out for his 4th inning of work. So far has just allowed 3 hits to Ocean State, 1 in each inning, but a runner has not gotten past third base. As Wilkes grounded out to Hewlett at first base, he took that unassisted. Wilkes on the year for Ocean State, comes in hitting .309. Like we touched on earlier, started off very slow and then caught fire, as that's a breaking ball that's inside for ball 1.
Yeah, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and I think Ocean State will take that. All the offense they can get coming into postseason play just here in a few days.
That's outside, 2-0 now. Wilkes, a perfect game All-American at Columbia Academy in Columbia, Mississippi, his hometown. As that's grounded hard, but fouled down the first baseline. And allowed strike number 1.
Wilkes, for a guy with a lot of power, has gone into a little bit of a cold patch in terms of the power department lately. Just 1 extra base hit in his last 17 plate appearances.
At 2-1. As that's a called strike. It's even at 2-2 now.
Correction, that was at bats for Wilkes. Just 1 double and 17 at bats.
That'll hit him. And it's a leadoff base runner for Ocean State.
We mentioned Tullio struggles with control. When he keeps the ball in the zone, he's usually pretty successful. That pitch was nowhere close.
And that brings up Casey Dana, the Waves' all-time home run leader, is 18 career home runs at Ocean State. Split between 3 seasons in Wakefield. As that's cut on a miss, the fastball at 88. Dana set the single season record for Ocean State at 10 back in 2019. Rips that right back at us, and it's quickly 0-2.
That's good. We have a fence there. That was a hot shot back.
I was
to
heading right for my laptop.
The good news is if it gets in our wheelhouse here, we're not as in much danger potentially as compared to if we're at your place, Tim.
No, we do have nets up there, but I still wouldn't want a ball to come up there. There's the 0-2 to Dana. Looping breaking ball misses upstairs.
Not shocking to see Tulio go into that breaking ball in the 0-2 count. He does like to use his fastball quite a bit, but that breaking pitch is probably his best.
Tulio sets the 1-2. Same pitch, same result. We're even at 2-2.
He's missed really to that arm side with that breaking ball. Same pitch that he plunked Wilkes with just a batter ago. He needs to get that under control if he wants to continue his success that he's had so far today.
Got us even 2-2. Tulio delivers. Outside, we've gone full. Full count pitch to Dana. Is inside. It's ball 4, and I think it's going to bring Matt Wood out. Nope. We'll bring him out for a chat, but 2 free bases to start the inning for Ocean State.
Yeah, this is a little reminiscent of what happened at Tulio's last start. It was that 4th inning that spelled a little bit of trouble. He ended up walking 4 batters in that ball game, and Valley took advantage in that 4th inning, an inning that he only got 1 out through, but this has always been the story. He's got that great fastball. If he can get control of it, he's really dangerous. But that's really just the question at hand. The biggest challenge is sometimes himself.
Nick Samillo now, first pitch to him is a fastball. That'll get through for a hit. Can Slade Wilkes score? He'll be held up at third, and it's bases loaded and nobody out for Ocean State.
You've got to think that's probably the right call, and a ball hit hard into left field with nobody out to hold up the runner in Wilkes, who's it's a big guy over there, but it's now this is really a perfect opportunity for Troy to really do some damage.
Yeah, Eric Hirschbein-Botler, who somebody traditionally is extremely aggressive, sometimes to the point of his detriment coaching third base, but the smart decision there to hold Wilkes up.
Yeah, especially on a ball hit like that, where Rogers was. I think he could have thrown about a 20 hopper to the plate and still nailed the runner.
So now it's Albert Choi. First pitch to him is a looping breaking ball to get me over 1 for a called strike. Choi popped up in foul territory to Hewlett in the 2nd inning, that was. The 0-1. Another looper, and it's 0-2.
Really big spot here for Tulio to get ahead in the count, especially after struggling with control earlier in this inning. Don't want to get behind to a hitter here, especially with the bases loaded.
Now the 0-2. Another breaking ball. This time it's in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Choi does not have a hit off of Tulio this season. Has faced him 3 times now. One-two. Inside, it'll get past the catcher Wood. Slade Wilkes is coming home. Is he there in time? He is safe, and it's 1-0 Ocean State. Able to beat the dive of Matt Wood, and it'll be a wild pitch to get Slade Wilkes home.
And I'm not so sure about that. One of the toughest calls to make as an umpire, especially with 2 guys diving towards the plate at the same time.
It does not get a lot closer than that. It did look like it looks like on the replay, like the hand gets in there. Wow. How often do you see the catcher from all the way back from the backstop try to hustle in and make that play? And he made it a very close play, did Matt Wood. It looked like the hustle of Wilkes just beat it out. But what a bang-bang play to see here at Cardines.
Yeah, only at a place like Cardines Field does a play like that happen. As Samillo and Dana will move up 90 feet as well as Ocean State takes a 1-0 lead.
And give some credit to our home plate umpire there for making a great call.
Yeah, Matt Catane right on top of that. We saw Matt yesterday in the 2 games as that's outside, and we've gone full again. It's 3-2.
And you have to think, looking back on it, it's a little unconventional to see Wood try to chase home and make that tag, but Tulio wasn't ready really to come home and wasn't ready for a throw. So it's really the only play Wood had, and he nearly made a miraculous out.
Infield is in for the Gulls. The payoff. Choi fouls that back, and we'll stay at 3-2.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where you got to give Wood credit for the hustle, and you have to wonder a little bit, where was Tulio on that play?
Dana is on third. Samilo is on second. Choi at the plate. Tulio sets at the belt, working out of the stretch. The 3-2. Choi rips that foul. Eric Rochbein-Bodner fields off the wall. And we'll have pitch 8 coming up next.
Got to bear down here if you're Tulio. Goes without saying. The infield playing in, you have a chance to escape this with minimal damage.
The 3-2 again. Tulio delivers. Fouled back. Choi stays alive. Choi at 247 on the year, does have 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. The America East newcomer of the year in his COVID freshman season with the Highlanders. She'll rip that into left field. It'll be caught by Rogers. Dana is tagging. The throw will be cut off by Acuff. Play at the plate. It's not in time. Casey Dana's in standing. A sacrifice fly for Albert Choi, and it's 2-0 Waves.
Yeah, the Newport Gulls were lucky that wasn't more. Choi hits that ball right on the screws, but right to Rogers in left field. Was positioned very well there. Shaded a little bit towards left center.
So it's Ian Osberg now. Osberg singled in the second Ocean State hit of the day. Samilo stays at second as Osberg pops that up. Acuff is over along with Pitaro. And it'll be Acuff just in foul territory and FF6 for out number 2. Brings up Dan Baruch. Baruch was on a little bit of a hot streak. It raised his average 80 points in the span of 2 days, but 5 games. The tripleheader against Danbury, which in the combined 3 games hit 2 home runs and a double, and then hit another home run the day after that. As that's a breaking ball, backdoor for a called strike. Samilo still at second base. In the 0-1. That'll hit Baruch, and it'll be first and second with 2 down.
You could just see the command starting to slip away a little bit here for Tulio, and credit where credit's due to these Ocean State hitters, not giving him anything, not chasing pitches, being patient. The pitches that they do select to hit have been hit pretty hard, even with that long out as we just saw from Choi, but not making it easy for the All-Star on the mound, already with 2 home and a chance for more.
Yeah, and that's what Ocean State does. They, in today's baseball standards, don't strike out a whole lot as a team. They're not afraid to wait for a pitch to hit, and when they do, so like Ryan talked about pregame, hitting 259 as a team.
Yeah, and Tim, speaking of the pregame, you mentioned this. Ocean State, in order to be successful, has to be a team that strikes first, and they've done just that in this ballgame.
Yeah, their main scoring innings this season are I'd say the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning. That's where I think they score the majority of their runs. whether it's the second time through that they're able to see the starter, or just going to get loose a little bit. As it's Louisa Tilley, she singled to lead things off in the third, but was caught stealing by Matt Wood. A tremendous throw from the knees. First pitch to Achilles. It's a fastball, hefty hack there, and it's 0-1. One. Cut on a miss, same pitch, same result. It's 0-2.
Yeah, that mound visit, I'm not sure what was talked about out there, but whatever it was, it's been working for Tullio. You know, if it was a mechanical change or just a visit for him to settle down a little bit.
And the 0-2 to Achilles. Fastball outside, misses.
Pretty close pitch, presented well there by Matt Wood.
So Similu is at second, Baruch is at first. And the count is 1-2 to Achilles. Outside, and it's even at 2-2. The 2-2, Simillo goes. It's caught on a miss by Achilles for out number 3. However, the Waves get 2 behind a Slade Wilkes hustle play and an Albert Choi sac fly. It's 2-0 Ocean State will head to the bottom of the 4th.
You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
It's the top of the 3rd inning here at Gardens Field. Top of the 4th. Nate Stahl out for his 4th inning of work.
Designated hitter, number 22, Spencer.
He'll have to deal with 4, 5, and 6. Spencer Smith, Dawson Brigham, and Bryce Hewlett. As that's outside for ball 1 to Spencer Smith, another Newport Collegiate Baseball leaguer. As Smith drives that into left center field. Choi is in now, and he'll make the catch. Calls off Nick Samillo for out number 1.
The second baseman,
Dawson Brigman now.
Brigman of Santa Clara.
As that pitch is ball one. Breaking ball, it just misses inside.
We saw a rare strikeout for Brigman in the first inning. It was the second inning, rather.
As that's roped down the right field line, it'll hit the scoreboard and go foul.
Yeah, going back to that strikeout for Brigman in the second inning. That was just his 19th on the season to 27 walks.
There's that same breaking ball. Little Looper Osborne was back at third. He'll have to barehand. He won't have a play, an infield single for Dawson Brigman.
Yeah, some of the hardest packed dirt you'll see at any field here at Cardines Field. Right in front of home plate, you see a lot of high choppers.
As it's Bryce Hewlett now.
Baseman, number 35, Bryce Hewlett.
Hewlett singled with one out in the second. His last time up was later stranded at second. And it's up and out for ball one.
Brigman with double-digit steals on the summer, 10 for 12 in that category.
Well, that misses upstairs. And it's 2-0. Gulls have 3 hits so far. That's cut on a miss. Tuchillo thinks about a back pick, but he'll hold on, and it's 2-1. Brigman 244 with 2 home runs, 15 RBIs coming into today. As that's outside, we're 3-1. That's cut on a miss. Count moves to 3-2.
Hewlett got a good hitter's count there and left it all out there on that swing.
The payoff. Runner goes. That is flown deep into right center field. Albert Choi is looking back. It is gone. A home run for Bryce Hewlett, and we get a whole new ball game.
This is what Newport has done during this stretch. Whenever someone's punched, they've punched back, and just an absolute bomb off the back of Bryce Hewlett. No doubt about it. We've talked all season long about the pop on his bat, and we see it right there.
Yeah, it's a great time for the power to start coming around for Bryce Hewlett, his 3rd on the season. Hopefully he can get into a little groove here coming into the playoffs.
Brings up Jordan Rogers now. He is singled as well.
Number 8, Jordan Rogers of the University of Michigan.
As that's grounded over to Achilles at short. It'll boot off his glove into left field, and Samila will field. It'll be an error on Luis Achilles, his 2nd in as many games at shortstop.
That was scorched off the bat there of Rogers, and a tough luck error, although you'd have to say it's probably the right call. Hit right on the screws right to Achilles, and a break that goes Newport's way. A couple of hard hit balls here in the last 2 ABs.
That's C.J. Portaro, who struck out against on his first at-bat. That's a called strike on the outer edge.
Going back to the home run there, that's got to feel good for Hewlett, slugging just .333 on the season coming into this game.
Runner goes. He fakes. Tuchillo has not backpick, and it's 0-2 after the swing and miss by Portaro.
But as you alluded to, Zach, we've always known that power's been here for Hewlett. Hit 10 bombs in the home run derby at the All-Star Game festivities not that long ago.
And the 0-2 to Portaro. He'll rip that over the head of Achilles. That's short. Sonora will grab it, get it in, and it's first and second with one out as Newport in business again.
That's got to feel great for CJ. Someone that, when this Newport offense was clicking at the beginning of the season, he was a huge reason why, and a welcome sight. Someone that Newport's really going to need to step up to try to make a deep postseason run this year. And things just seem to be clicking after what was a really quiet third inning where Newport, they're getting a base runner here, base runner there, but couldn't really seem to put it all together. Everything is clicking right now for this offense at a perfect time in this game.
And that's going to bring pitching coordinator Will Dawson out for a chat with Nate Stahl. Stahl, someone who we talked about in pregame, gives up a lot of runs, but typically gets a lot of run support, a 5 ERA, but he is averaging about 11.5 runs a game of run support. As that brings Kenny Oyama, who flew out to his counterpart in center, Albert Choi, to end things in the second. He shows bunt this time, drops it down. Osberg fields over at third, on to first, a stretch by Baroque, not in time. A fantastic play on both ends, but Kenny Oyama just too quick for Ian Osberg.
Yeah, Oyama really finding a home in this 9 spot in the lineup. I asked him before the game how he's adjusted to the move, and he said, you know what? Coach put me here because he knows I'm a good fit. He can do stuff like that, lay down a perfect bunt down the third baseline, use his speed to set the table in front of the top of the order.
Did look like the right call over there, but wow, that is a perfect bunt. And like you said, you can't play much better defensively from a fielding standpoint there from Samillo over to Baroque. Just perfect from Oyama, who's got the wheels and caught the Waves napping there a little bit.
Yeah, Oyama put down the perfect bunt. Oxford and Baruch made the perfect play combined, but Oyama just a little bit too fast. As that's Sam Cochran and pitches in the dirt, blocked by Tuchillo for ball 1. Cochran 0 for 2. He's grounded out to Kyle Maves at second twice today. Still just one out for the Gulls. The corners are in for Ocean State. The middle is back, looking to turn 2. As that misses inside, it's 2-0 with the ball's hit to Osberg, Stahl, or Baruch. They'll come home. Achilles or Maves, they'll go to second, try to turn 2 that way.
Cochran with some bases loaded heroics last Friday against the Valley Blue Sox.
The inside behind him actually almost hits him. And the count is 3-0.
For Stahl in this at-bat, he's caught a couple of major breaks. First, the great stop by Tuchillo. I think Rogers is coming home if that one gets to the backstop. And then that time, he misses Cochran, doesn't hit him, and Tuchillo's still able to haul it in and keep Rogers at bay over there at third.
The count's 3-0, in danger of walking in a run, as that's a strike there, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, Tuchillo really an all-around threat behind the plate. Fantastic defensively and has been hot at the plate this summer as well.
From what I've seen, one of the best, if not the best arms in the Southern Division behind home plate. 3-1, that's in the dirt, it's ball 4, and Stahl has walked in a run.
Now losing the command a little bit like what we saw in the top of this inning, but the wheels have fallen off a little bit here for Ocean State, as that is what you want your leadoff hitter to do. Not overly aggressive at the plate for a Cochran, just looking to bring the next guy up. And for him, his 22nd walk this season, that is second on the Newport Gulls. And it brings the next guy up. 3 runs home for Newport, but they could be far from done.
Yeah, that's going to bring Eric Hirschbein-Bodner out. The second mound visit of the inning, he said something to Matt Gattain, and yep, he's going to take him out. So we'll be right back as we'll take a quick break here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
yeah. Oh yeah. Great googly moogly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many times can I say oh yeah?
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
Nick Piero is on the bump for Ocean State. His 9th appearance, his second out of the bullpen so far. He comes in with a 2-2 record, a 2.91 ERA. He struck out 38 batters in 34 innings pitched. Has walked just 13, and opponents are hitting .203 against the Seton Hall Pirate. Piero, typically a starter for Ocean State, but has been known to throw on what would be his bullpen days, and for an Ocean State staff who's short on pitching, certainly helping out here. He's scheduled to start in whoever the Waves play in the wild card game. His first pitch to Chase Acuff is flown into center field. Choi is under it. The runner is tagging. It looked like he left a little bit early, but he does not end up going after a bullet to home plate from Albert Choi. Gives the Waves the second out.
It's a good throw from Choi out there, and like you said, it was looked a little bit of confusion there, and it might have cost the Gulls a run there, but no need to try to potentially run into that third out.
Yeah, it's a big out for Ocean State. With that throw by Choi, I just don't see any way that Pitaro's coming in to score, regardless if he left early or not.
As it brings up Matt Wood now. As that's inside from Piero.
Probably no one else Newport Gulls would rather have at the plate right now than Matt Wood. He's really stepped up in a big way since the loss of Justin Guerrera to the MLB draft.
As that fastball at 91 is on the outer half for a called strike. Wood on the day. He himself has grounded out to Kyle Maves that second twice as well. As that's flown into deep left field. Samillo is over. He will make the catch out number 3. However, the Gulls get 3. It's 3-2 Newport here on the NECBL Broadcast Network in your view.
Course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Great googly moogly. Oh Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How many times can I say, oh, yeah?
It'll be Liam Levangie on the bump for the Newport Gulls. I'm going to turn it over to Zach to tell us a little bit about the Bryant Bulldog.
Yeah, for Levangie this season, sorry, a little hot there. For Levangie, he is making his he's third on the team, his 11th appearance, a 4.56 ERA, 1-0 on the season, and pitched 20 and 2/3 innings. And the stats I'll really look out for: 30 strikeouts to just 5 walks.
Yeah, an absurd number in 21 and 2/3 innings is the first pitch to Kyle Means, who's grounded over to the shortstop. Acuff will throw on to first. It is in time. A great play by Chase Acuff for out number 1.
Yeah, really fine play by Chase Acuff there, ranging to his right, making an off-balance throw over to first for the out.
Oh, to bring up Johnny Tuccillo now.
Catcher, number 41, Johnny Tuccillo.
Tuccillo out of Stony Brook.
Clinton Corners, New York.
First pitch from Levangie to Tuccillo is outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Tuccillo grounds it off the end of the bat over to the second baseman Goodman. In field to his glove side and on to first for out number 2.
2 quick ground ball outs there for Levangie. Good start to the inning for the right-hander.
I'll bring up the power hitting Slade Wilkes.
The right fielder, number 38, Slade Wilkes of Columbia, Mississippi.
As that's down the heart of the plate for a called strike. Breaking ball is another strike, and it's 0-2.
See that looping breaking ball from Levangie. That's definitely got to be his top pitch to go to, especially in counts like this.
Same pitch, it's just a little bit low. One, two. Goes right back to it. Wilkes turns it over to second base to Brigman off the end of the glove, and it is still in time. So 3 ground outs for Liam Levangie. Takes us to the bottom of the 5th here at Guardians Field.
You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Spencer Smith leads things off. The Northeastern Husky takes a called strike against Nick Piero, who's out for his first full inning of work. Smith got the damage started in the fourth inning. He started things out with a flyout, and then that's when Dawson Brigman and Bryce Hewlett came through. This time a slider misses outside, and it's 0-2.
Yeah,
Excuse me, 1-1.
Yeah, Smith really having the power come around for the first time in his collegiate career this summer.
And as that another slurve in the dirt, it is 2-1.
It's the first time we've seen him slug over 400 in a season since his collegiate career began with the Huskies.
Fastball at 90 miles an hour upstairs, and Smith is ahead rather at 3-1. That's ripped into right field. Will it stay fair? And it will not, it looks like. And yep, Ronaldo Cockrum lets us know that that's a foul ball. So a long strike, and makes the count 3-2.
Yeah, had home run distance written all over it, but a little unfortunate for Smith. It's got a lot of pull power out to right field, and lefties feast here at Carnegie Field. Someone we've noticed with a little shorter of a fence at right, but just a little too much in front of it.
Almost right on cue there for Smith, talking about his slugging. 4 home runs on the season. Would have been a 5th if it stayed just a little to the left.
Well, the count is full on Smith. One of our good friends from the Newport Collegiate League, is that's up the middle off the end of the bat. Tilly's full field behind second base, has to get it quickly, and he is out just in time over at first.
A closer play than I think we thought it was going to be up here, and I think more importantly that Tilly's thought it was going to be at shortstop. And just, I mean, you're talking about by a fraction of a step, they're able to get the DH out.
Yeah, really good hustle there by Smith to just make it a close play.
Now brings up Dawson Brigman now.
Of the city of San Jose, California.
First pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses inside. That's fouled back behind home plate. Count is even at 1-1. As that's grounded up the middle, just past the glove of Piero. Maves Fields on the run to get him out at first.
It's a fine play by Maves. Moving in there, throwing on the run, made it look a little bit easier than it actually was.
Maves, somebody who can play really 5 or 6 positions, but he feels most comfortable over at second base.
Lake Wales, Florida.
Now it's Bryce Hewlett. Homered in his last at-bat. He'll nub that foul towards Kevin Winter Road over at third.
Yeah, crushed that baseball. I've seen him hit a couple. We've seen him one here at Carnegie Field to right. That's the second home run he's hit at home, but boy, like to dead center field and to hit it that well is impressive display of power.
As that changeup misses outside, it's 1-1.
Yeah, Hewlett's a guy who's got enough power in general, where if he just stays within himself, he can put the ball and hit it a long way.
This is low, and it's 2-1.
He's really worked a lot with hitting coach Ted Regan this summer. Have a very good relationship between those two.
Inside, and it's 3-1 now.
Hewlett raves about Regan. Anytime I talk to him in an interview or just around the dugout.
Regan, somebody who was with the New Bedford Bay Sox before coming over to Newport, as that's just outside, and it's a 2-out walk.
Hewlett, one of the true 3 outcomes players here on this Newport Gulls roster. With that power comes a lot of strikeouts, but also a lot of walks as well, as we saw right there.
That was Jordan Rogers.
Of the city of Chicago on the lake in Illinois.
Hefty hack there at a high fastball. It's 0-1. Newport looking to take Game 7 of the Pell Bridge Series here at Cardines. They currently lead Ocean State 3-2. That's outside. It's 1-1. You see Johnny Tuccillo, the all-star catcher here at Cardines. Outside. An all-star battery for Ocean State. Piero was I think he was 5th out of the bullpen. And Tuccillo was the backup catcher. Outside, Piero struggling to find the zone to these last 2 hitters.
Going back to an all-star game, and Tim, you mentioned this Tuccillo with a strong throwing arm. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he picked a runner off 3rd in that game with a really fine throw.
You'd be correct in that, Ryan. That's popped up and should get out of play, and it will onto, looks like West Marlboro Street over there.
Better call Newport Glass.
Piero lasts through July 27th against the Danbury Westerners. That was an 8-7 loss. The game in which Will Dawson, Dan Marouk, and Casey Dana all saw themselves taking the bus home early. He allowed 2 innings on, that's upstairs, and that is ball 4.
And something that we talked about, Tim, it's a little different and a little unorthodox to see him out of this relieving role for an Ocean State team that's been challenged from a depth standpoint with their arms. Really going to be interesting here because just like Newport, they've got a tight stretch to end the year themselves. Be interesting to see how H-Bond handles his arms.
Yeah, but that was a game Piero started. He went 2 innings, but there was a lightning delay in the Waves' half of the 3rd inning. So Tyler Roche came out and threw 4 1/3 innings of relief. Is a back pick, and it is Hewlett back in safely. Back pick. That'll get into center field. The Waves start throwing the ball around, but there's no advance for Hewlett. As good play there by Choi to back him up.
I'll tell you what, it was not a terrible idea for Matilles. It looked like they did have Hewlett caught there a little bit. If you get a good throw to the bag, there's a shot that he's out. But instead, it just, it turns into a laughing matter out there for Hewlett.
Yeah, Ocean State had the daylight play on, meaning if Attilish has his glove open when Piero turns around, as that is upstairs for ball number 1. Attilish has his glove open when Piero turns around. He'll throw over, and on the first pickoff, he did not. On that one, he did. As that's grounded over to Osborne, get 3rd. He bobbles it. Tries to get the out at 2nd as it looked like Rogers wasn't really running full speed, but there'll be no play. It'll be an E5 on Ian Osborne. So the second error in as many innings for Ocean State. That loads the bases with 2 down.
Looked like he was maybe just trying to do a little too much, a little too quickly, but that's big here for a guy that's a really good contact hitter to have in your 9 spot with Kenny Oyama, and you got nowhere to put him with the bases loaded.
As that's popped foul, it should get out of play, and it will this time to America's Cup Avenue. The love being shared all around here in Newport.
Well, not too many visiting broadcasters are too familiar with Newport, but you're a little more than just any ordinary
originally from Rhode
broadcaster.
Island. Spent last summer here, obviously at Cardines. Special thanks to Tom for having me over. As that is outside, it's 1-1.
That's got to be a little different this summer, right? I mean, didn't have any fans here, and now, you couldn't really pack this place anymore than we've done it on a Friday night here.
No, we could not. It was a little bit eerie at Cardines all last summer. As that's into right field. That'll get down for a hit. 1 run will score. The throw will go into second. Rogers scores, and it's 5-2 Newport.
Well, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile, Tim. The inning stays alive because of that error, and we just talked about it. A fantastic contact hitter in Kenny Oyama. How dangerous is that to have in your 9 spot? Finds the perfect spot there in the outfield. And for Newport, situational hitting is key, and they have done that so well here tonight. After giving up those 2 early runs, this offense has really impressed.
Now the Gulls have sent 16 men to the plate in the last 2 innings. As Sam Cochran now swings and misses. This will be the 17th.
You know, Zach, we've seen it all season. This Newport Gulls offense is very streaky, especially within games. We see a lot of patches of no scoring, and then all of a sudden they'll just throw a 9 spot up there on the board. So don't be surprised to see him tack on more here.
As Cochran flies that out to left, Samillo and Choi are over. Samillo will call, and Choi calls him off. The center fielder taking charge of his outfielders for out number 2. However, the Gulls get 2 on a Kenny Oyama single. They lead 5-2 here at Cardines Field and on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Great googly moogly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many times can I say oh yeah?
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
Four, 5, and 6 2 up for Ocean State. Casey Dana, Nick Samillo, and Albert Choi as they look to get 3 runs back from the Newport Gulls as they trail here 5-2. Newport extended their lead behind a Kenny Oyama single after CJ Pitaro reached on an error to prolong the inning.
Sixth inning. The designated hitter, number 19.
As Dana on the day is 0 for 1. He flew out to center in the first and walked in the fourth and scored on an Albert Choi sac fly. As that's grounded right at the shortstop, Acuff. He'll field on 2 hops over to first for out number 1.
Yeah, that ball getting over to Acuff in a hurry. Hit pretty hard on the ground.
Now it's Nick Samillo, the left fielder today.
Samillo of Suffern, New York.
Samillo started his career at Manhattan College. He'll transfer to Rutgers in the fall after not being picked up in the draft, as the first pitch from Levangie is a strike. As that's fouled off Matt Wood, it's 0-2. Samillo has played everywhere for Ocean State so far. He's played third base, he's played first base, he's played the corner outfield positions, and he's caught as well. The only thing he hasn't done is pitched and played the middle infield. As that's ripped into right field, right at the right fielder. Did he make the catch? He did not. As Sam Cochran can't corral it, Samillo heading into second. It'll be a stand-up double for Nick Samillo.
Really good barrel there for Samillo, deep in the right. It's going to be a tough play there for Cochran. Trying to make a acrobatic catch, but just another really good piece of contact for Ocean State, and that's a way to respond as they look to get one back here.
Yes, Samillo continuing his hot streak, hitting .588 over the last 5 games.
Well, that was an 0-2 pitch as Albert Choi digs in. Fastball misses. Excuse me, it's a called strike on the inner half. Waves have had a hit in every inning except the 5th. That's in the dirt, blocked by Wood. A curveball at 69 miles an hour. Choi is 0 for 1 with a sac fly at an RBI. As that's grounded, Samillo will take off for third. The play will be to first, and Acuff gets him out. Samillo does move up on the 6-3 ground out. And that brings up Ian Osberg, who is 1 for 2.
Left fielder, number 30, Ian Osberg.
He singled in the second and popped out to the shortstop in the 4th. That was in foul territory. As Teddy Regan's going to put the... Looked like he was trying to signal to the Gulls corner infielders to be a no doubles. As that splits the heart of the plate, it's called strike. Dan Baruch is on deck. Breaking ball, Osberg turns it over to Hewlett at first, gets the good hop. He'll take it himself. So after a 1-out double, Samillo stranded at third. It's 5-2 Newport here on the NECBL Network and your view.
You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Ryan Gleason will take over on the mound for the Waves. The newest Charleston Southern Buccaneer comes into today with a 2.14 ERA, a 3-0 record. His 12th appearance is only made 1 start, 21 innings pitched, 26 strikeouts, just walked 9 hitters, allowed 13 hits, and the Boatmans are hitting 178 against Gleason as he takes over for Nick Piero, who had a lackluster inning and 2/3, allowed just 1 hit. That was the 2 RBI single to Kenny Oyama. Those 2 runs are unearned. He walked 2 and did not strike out a hitter.
Yeah, didn't have probably the command that he wanted to with those back-to-back walks. Then came really close to getting out of that jam, and Newport really took advantage of that E5. Something that they've just done today, just been taking advantage of situations, of opportune situations when they've had chances to score, and be interesting. You go from one all-star pitcher to another as Ocean State tries to keep this just a 3-run game.
Gleason, somebody who's going to be 91 to 93 with the fastball. Will have a wipeout slider, which we saw on a graphic the NECBL put up on their Instagram page, was at 2,900 spin. So an absolute bowling ball with a slider.
Gleason would probably like to forget his last outing at Cardines Field in the All-Star game. Took the loss in that outing, gave up 4 hits in an inning pitched.
It'll be Chase Acuff to lead things off after Sam Cochran flew out to Chile in center to end the inning.
Number 18, Chase Acuff.
As that fastball on 92 misses low.
Leading off the Gulls, 6.
That's grounded over to Baruch at first. He gets the good hop, and he'll take it on himself for out number 1. So now it's Matt Wood. He's 0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a fly out.
Number 24, Matthew Wood.
Inside. That's 1-0. Breaking ball comes in the back door, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, I can't imagine this is a comfortable at bat for Matt Wood here, left on left. You mentioned that nasty breaking pitch that Gleason possesses.
As there's it again, this time it is a ball, and it is 2-1.
Good job by Wood to lay off that pitch. Gleason working with a purpose here.
Somebody very deliberate in the way he delivers as that fastball misses outside. It is now 3-1. This time fastball called strike, and we're full. The payoff. Cut and miss. Matt Wood goes down swinging for out number 2.
Yeah, tied him up with that inside fastball. Really like the just the variety of pitches that we saw there from Gleason. Ryan touched on it well. With he keeps him on his toes with the breaking pitch on the lefty, but he can get you with that fastball too. And to a good hitter in Matt Wood, it's a big strikeout there.
Yeah, perfect placement there.
Well, it's Spencer Smith. Is that fastball, a changeup inside for ball 1. Fastball upstairs, it's 2-0.
You notice the change of pace between those two pitches. 81-mile-an-hour changeup to a 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's grounded on a line over to Achilles to make the quick play over to first, and Spencer Smith is out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Gleason. We will head to the top of the 7th where Zach's going to take over on the play-by-play duties.
Great googly moogly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many times can I say oh yeah?
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
The chase, the goalie race, always one of the fan favorites here at Cardines Field. And what is, all sound like a broken record, but it's true. One of the better crowds that we have seen all season long. And watching the Newport Gulls play some good baseball tonight, up on top 5-2 over their Rhode Island rivals, the Ocean State Waves, and this is the decisive game number 7 of the Pell Bridge Series. It's Liam Levangie that remains out on the mound to face 8-9-1 in the Ocean State lineup, beginning with Dan Baroque. And there's the 12-6 curve from the East Bridgewater, Massachusetts native for strike 2. Go-to. Went to the curve again, bounces in the dirt, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, Zach, you don't have to go far to wonder where Levangie learned that curveball. His father, Dana Levangie, former pitching coach for the Boston Red Sox. Probably one of the best mentors you can have.
One-two. Curveball in there, strike 3. Nastiness from Liam Levangie, and he's got control of that curveball tonight. There's one gone.
And that's just a beautiful pitch right there. Goes without saying. You know, you can have as much movement as you want on a pitch, but if you can't control it, it doesn't really help you out that much.
Well, he's thrown 20 pitches, now 21, and 17 of them are strikes. And for this a guy that coming into today had a K to walk ratio, 20 strikeouts to just 5 walks. As this one's in play, charging in his A-cuff. And there's out number 2. Pleased to have you with us on a Friday night here on NECBLnetwork.com and on YurView. It is our final Friday broadcast here on YurView because, well, it's our final regular season game here at home at Cardines Field. A lot on the line for Newport, playing for seeding in the NECBL playoffs. Every team in the league makes it, but Newport is in good position for a home game. Soft bunt off the bat of names, fielded by Wood on the first. He got him. Matt Wood just makes it look easy behind the dish. And in the blink of an eye, the top of the 7th is history. Head to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch here at Cardines Field. 5-2 ball game on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Course. Set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the Breakers, the Marble House, and the Elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
We welcome you back to Cardines Field. Just had Take Me Out to the ball game in front of a rocking crowd here in the city by the sea. And a 5-2 lead for the Newport Gulls as we head to the home half of the 7th. But first, a pitching change for the Ocean State Waves, who are really sending their best out there tonight. And it continues with Zach Fernandez.
Yeah, Fernandez, a 1-1 record on the year, a 1.35 ERA, and this will be his 13th appearances all out of the Cove, the Waves bullpen. 13 and a third innings, 23 hits to just 23 strikeouts to just 6 walks. Opponents have gotten 11 hits off of him, and that is a .224 opponent batting average for the Rhody Ram.
An impressive, averaging about 15 strikeouts per 9 innings.
And each of his last 9 outings, he has not gone more than 1 inning, but is good at his job for Ocean State. Giving up 2 earned runs all season, and one of them came against the Newport Gulls in the first game of the Pell Bridge Series. A thrilling win for Newport, 8-6. He went 2 innings in that game. He then pitched again against Newport. And the only other game between these two teams at Cardines Field, 4-2 win for the Waves. Went 1 inning shutout with 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 K. And he will face 5, 6, and 7 of the Newport lineup, beginning with Dawson Brigman. 1 for 3 day for Brigman. Singled, came around to score on the big blast from Bryce Hewlett, a batter later, coming in the 4th.
You know, this is an enticing matchup here when you think about it. Fernandez, on the mound, a big strikeout guy. Brigman does not whiff much.
2-0 the count. This one shot into right on a line, right to Wilkes, who's got it for the first down. Now 1 away for Bryce Hewlett. 1 a night he has had for Newport. Been on base all 3 times he's come up to the plate and had his 3rd blast of the season. High over that fence in center field in the 4th. Walked and scored an inning later in the 5th on the Kenny Oyama 2-run single. Also singled in the 2nd. As the sun setting here in Newport. Almost complete as this one skips in the dirt. It's 1-1 now to the first baseman. 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors for the Waves. 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Gulls. Looking for a 5th consecutive win. There are just 5 games left this season. 1-1. Gets the outside part of the plate now. 1-2 the count to Hewlett. Fernandez ready with a 1-2. Fastball got him swinging. Well, nasty stuff from Fernandez. We talk about the strikeout stuff he has on display right there.
Yeah, Fernandez, somebody who, he's small. He's about 5'10", 165, but he's somebody who throws hard for his size. Is 90-92 with the fastball. You know, talking in between innings, if he hit the gym, he'd be throwing 95 comfortably.
Brings up Jordan Rogers, who's also been on base all 3 times. He's been up to the plate tonight in 3 different ways. Single in the 2nd, reached on an E6 in the 4th, following the Hewlett blast, and then reached on a walk. Ended up scoring in the 5th, which was a chaotic inning for Newport. Pair of walks from Hewlett and Rogers, and it looked like the inning might be over. Kept alive thanks to an E5, and 1 batter later, Kenny Oyama brought in both Hewlett and Rogers. A big moment in this game as this pitch misses upstairs. It's now 1-1 the count to the Michigan man, Rogers.
Just a little bit of a defense here for Fernandez. A lot of guys, we've seen some guys in the major leagues, are a little more comfortable with the lower weight on them.
As the 1-1, a fastball that dots the outer parts, now 1-2.
You know, Carl Edwards Jr., formerly of the Cubs, was a guy known as the string bean slinger. Skinny guy in the mound, but could fire it in there.
It's the 1-2 in the air into right. Over there is Wilkes. And it's out of play. Hit well off the bat of Rogers, but near that warehouse over there, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
You know, staying on the subject, Chris Sale, namely another guy, skinny guy in the mound, but can really fire it in there.
Be making his return up with the Boston Red Sox in a short period of time. As this one in the air into right again, nearly an identical spot. This one a little more foul on the roof of the warehouse.
Newport glass. They got a glass roof over there.
1-2 again. Swing and a miss, strike 3, blew the fastball right by him. Zach Fernandez impresses in his first inning out of the pen and keeps this a 5-2 ball game. Goals by 3 as we head to the 8th on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Own course. Set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily, newportmansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedic.
Here's the general manager of the Newport Gulls, Chuck Piva. And one of many watching this one tonight, the final regular season home game at Cardines Field. And Liam Levangie back out on the bump for the Gulls to face the heart of the Ocean State lineup, Johnny Tuccillo, Slade Wilkes, and Casey Dana. Fastball misses outside for Levangie. Going into his 4th inning of work now, and why not? He is impressed. And when you talk about a guy that's been able to pound the zone, 19 strikes to just 6 walks to this point. As Tuccillo swings and misses there, it's 2-1.
Yeah, Levangie, a guy who's provided some much-needed length out of the pen for the Newport Gulls really all season. 21 2/3 innings in 10 games pitched coming into this outing tonight.
And with another completed inning, could match the length of the starter, Kellen Tulia. As the 2-1's upstairs, and in danger of giving out his first free pass. Newport's only given out one tonight. It was from Kellen Tullio. Newport pitching staff that is done well to hit their spots. 3-1 coming. Fastball upstairs, there it is. So Levangie's first walk. And does fatigue start to settle in a little bit here? You wonder as the leadoff man's aboard.
Yeah, this has to be one of Levangie's longer outings on the season, no doubt. Coming out of the pen and firing 4 or so innings is no easy feat.
Well, he has gone 4 innings just once this year for Newport came in that 11-7 defeat to the Danbury Westerners on July the 16th. As the first pitch to the right fielder, Slade Wilkes is swung on and missed. He was tagged with 4 runs, 3 hits. 4 runs, 3 of them earned to go with 4 hits, but he did strike out 7 in that outing. Has impressed for Newport tonight so far. 1 hit and no runs on the board for the Waves since the Bryant Bulldog entered the ball game, and he throws another strike right there.
Well, Levangie has induced a lot of ground balls. Could really use one right here to stifle this Ocean State rally.
Gulls in double play depth on the middle infield with Acuff and with Brigman. 0-2 coming. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Oh, a sharp breaking ball from Liam Levangie. Does it again, and his second punch out here tonight.
Yeah, that pitch is just so enticing for hitters to swing at. Looks like it's going to be a fastball right in the middle of the zone and then just drops off the table.
And for a guy who's got a lot of pop in that bat in Wilkes, able to get him to go chase after it. Now 1 away for the cleanup man, Casey Dana. Big lead for Tuchillo on first as this first pitch is in there for a strike. Dana reached on a walk in the 4th, but is 0 for 2 today with a ground out in the 6th, flew out in the 1st. And his first game against the Newport Gulls is hitting in that cleanup spot for Eric Ershine-Bonder's team. Didn't make his debut until July 20th. Oh, 0-1. Blew the fastball by him. It's now 0-2. 5 more outs to get for the Newport Gulls. Pick up a 5th straight victory. What a wild roller coaster ride it's been. 6 wins in a row, 10 losses in a row, and from that now to potentially a 5th consecutive win. 0-2. Fastball got him. Liam Levangie. Oh, you never know what's going to come next, right? Is it the breaking ball? Is it the fastball? Doesn't matter what it is. When it is a second straight strikeout. So he sits down the 3 and 4 hitters in this Ocean State lineup. That brings up a dangerous bat in the third baseman, Nick Samillo. Got a multi-hit performance tonight for Ocean State. And nothing new for a guy who has really shined since arriving late to Wakefield, Rhode Island. As this pitch is a bit high for ball 1. And by that I mean 394 in his first 11 games. This is 12. He's up to 15 hits in that span. Looks out a strike there. Ocean State's looking for their first runs since the 4th inning. They got it started in that 4th. Newport roared back with 3 in the bottom half of that inning, highlighted by a 2-run shot from Bryce Hewlett, and then 2 more the following inning in the 5th to bring us here at 5-2. The 1-1 comes in upstairs. It's now 2-1 the count to Samillo. Tuchillo on first, began this inning with a walk. And Ocean State looking to drive him in. Their bats have been silenced here a little bit. As this is driven in the air into center. Kenny Oyama makes the catch to retire the side. Another easy inning for Liam Levangie. And Newport's 3 outs away from a victory. Let's keep it here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'll toss it over to Ryan Medeiros to give us another look around some scores from around the NECBL.
Thank you very much, Zach. Let's do another Southern Division update here. We mentioned it beforehand. The standings are tight, and Mystic has split the doubleheader with Danbury today with a 14-0 victory in Game 2 after being defeated 7-4 in Game 1. Today, in the second game in the Southern Division that's going to impact these standings is the Martha's Vineyard Sharks versus the Valley Blue Sox. The Sharks are beating the Blue Sox 5-0 here in the 6th inning of that ball game.
In a jam-packed Southern Division, and when those results when that result goes final, Danbury is 21-19. Will fall to 21-20, and these two meet up again. These two will meet up on Monday. When you look at the Valley Blue Sox, that loss also impacts Newport. They are 20-16. Will fall to 20-17. That is the record that Newport holds now. But if Newport can get 3 more outs, they will advance to 21-17 on the season, a 5th consecutive win for the Newport Gulls. On the line here tonight, and for Ocean State, setting Zach Fernandez back out there for another frame to try to keep it at just a 3-run deficit.
Fernandez really dominant in his first inning, 2 strikeouts and a weak fly out.
And well, something a little different here tonight at Cardinals Field. A lot of times during this time of the game, you know, it's a very family-oriented environment. You'll see a lot of fans maybe start to tend to leave a little bit early. Not tonight at Cardinals Field. It is still a fantastic crowd. And trying to watch their team fight for their 5th straight win in what everyone here hopes is not the last time Newport plays at Cardinals Field this summer. As Sweet Caroline blaring over the speakers. Well, it feels right here in summer baseball here in New England. In a place that reminiscent of Fenway Park in a lot of ways at Cardinals Field.
One could say it's so good down here at Cardinals Field.
8-9 and 1 hitters for the Gulls in their half of the 8th. Looking for some insurance. Begins with C.J. Patara. Kenny Oyama and Sam Cochran will follow him. Fernandez working quickly as the 0-1's grounded over to shortstop. Attili's across the diamond in time. Brings up the speedy center fielder Kenny Oyama. He's got 2 of the Newport 7 hits tonight. Singles in the 4th and the 5th. That single in the 5th, the big one in this game. Turned a 3-2 game to a 5-2 game. As the first pitch from Fernandez misses down low for ball number 1. This pitch is down low. It's quickly 2-0 to Oyama, an on-base machine for Newport, coming into tonight with a 381 OBP. That's only going to go up. On base in 2 of the 3 plate appearances he has had tonight. And has succeeded a lot, especially with his new role in this 9 spot for the Gulls. Unconventional thinking, you might think, in a lot of ways, but something we've harped upon with Sam Cochran right behind him. It's back-to-back leadoff hitters in a lot of ways. As he gets a piece of this one, it's now 2-2.
Yeah, Zach, we touched on it earlier in the ball game. I spoke to Oyama earlier today, and he's just so thrilled to be attending the University of California next year, UCLA, just to be able to compete at a higher level. Just a few minutes up the road where he played at Loyola Marymount, was so successful there.
That's a well-deserved transfer move for Oyama, who hit .330 with the LMU Lions this past season. First in the team in on-base percentage at .412. And second in average, second in hits as well. Playing 84 straight games across the last 3 years for Loyola Marymount. As this pitch is outside for ball number 4. And on-base percentage just keeps going up for Kenny Oyama, on base for a 3rd time tonight at Newport with a 1-out base runner.
And he knows his role in that 9 spot. Look for good pitches to hit, and if he doesn't get them, take the free passes and get on base in front of the top of the order.
Now it's the top of the order for Sam Cochran. It's almost like you're flipping the lineup card over twice. But for Cochran, he reached on a walk himself in the 4th. 0 for 3 today otherwise. It's the fastball from Fernandez, finds the zone. It's 0-1. 14 strikes to 8 balls so far for Fernandez, who worked a 1-2-3 7th, including back-to-back swinging strikeouts of Hewlett and Rogers. 0-1 is upstairs, and Tuchillo thought about a throw over. Will think better a little bit now. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Oyama seemed like he was thinking about going there, but stopped before the pitch was even delivered.
Have to think, especially with a righty on the mound. He's got to think about going. He's got a great lead over there at first. And sure enough, Fernandez in to give a little peek over there.
Yeah, Oyama, 18 stolen bases, only 3 caught stealing on the year.
One on with 1 out in the 8th. Pitch to Cochran. Swing and a miss. A rising fastball again from Fernandez. 89 miles an hour to Cochran, who's looking for his first hit tonight. Was the South Coast All Player of the Game on Wednesday for Newport. Another check-in on Oyama, who's back in time. Solo home run that found its way on the roof out there above the netting. His second home run of the season. And both of them coming within this last week for Newport.
Yeah, Cochran, typically just a contact guy, a big singles hitter. Showed off his power in that ball game.
As Oyama goes on the 1-2 outside, throw down to second to go in from Tuchillo, but in there is Oyama. He just continues to show those wheels.
Yeah, almost a little bit of a delayed steal there. Oyama slowed up in the middle of the base path, but somehow, some way was able to get in under that tag.
Yeah, it looked like the ball beat him there, Ryan. Just able to swim out of there.
Puts a runner in scoring position for the Gulls.
Oyama's 19th steal on the season. Getting up there with Sam Cochran.
He's got the lead with 21. And at the plate trying to drive in Oyama. And Fernandez had to look back to second base for about 10 to 15 seconds there just to make sure. And, well, I mean, not far-fetched to think Oyama might be going for third here. He has done it his fair share. Got a lead certainly big enough to go, as this one's chopped by Cochran. He'll get to third that time as the throw over to first, split by Baruch, is in time. Nice play turned defensively by the Waves as Oyama gets to third, and now will charge for the plate with the ball bobbled. He's going to get in safe. Unbelievable. He was hanging in between third and home, and Kenny Oyama, oh, it's like he's got wings on his back.
And Zach, we talked about these Newport Gulls love to capitalize on opposing defenses.
Well, Kenny Oyama took third on the ground ball, and then after that, it looked like the Waves had began gathering a little bit. Throw goes back into Fernandez, and Oyama's already hanging in between third and home. So once the throw is dropped, he makes the charge for home. How many times have you seen that in the game of baseball? I could say I have.
Well, what really allowed him to be able to get that extended lead off of third, Zach, that you mentioned, was the fact that no one was covering third base after the third baseman made that throw.
This one's lined off the bat of Chase Acuff. It'll find its way near the corner. Digging for two, he'll get there. Extra bases for the two-hitter, Chase Acuff. Here with 2 down in the 8th. Flapping his wings.
Everything imploding right now for Ocean State, and that's going to bring Will Dawson out for a chat.
On the other side, everything clicking for the Newport Gulls. Run number 6 and their hit number 8. Will bring up their batting average leader, Matt Wood. But won't happen before a little chat here on the mound, as you mentioned. Newport trying to win this Pell Bridge series, 4-3, and trying to win their 5th straight, be their 21st win of the season. And that was some play by Kenny Oyama, stealing second base, moving up to third on the ground out, and then with the third baseman Samillo in on the ground ball, makes the throw over. It's dropped by Ramirez, and he charged for home, and somehow, someway, beat the throw in. As Wood looks at a first pitch strike from Fernandez.
And you have to feel like Matt Wood is doing this ball game 0 for 4 on the night. A guy who's just been swinging the bat so well. Firepower here, hard thrower on the mound, a guy who can really rip it at the plate.
Struck out swinging in the 6th. That was his last time up. 0-1. Spin inside to Wood and upstairs at 78 on the gun. It's now 1-1. To the Mars, Pennsylvania, calls Penn State University home. As this pitch just misses outside, a keen eye from the catcher. It's now 2-1. Hitting .344 coming into tonight. 1 for 5 on Wednesday for the Gulls. Two-1. Went to the breaking ball and found the zone. It's now 2-2. Newport on the board in this bottom of the 8th inning for the first time since the 5th. 3 runs in the 4th for the Gulls, 2 more in the 5th, and then 1 more here in the 8th. A chance for more. Acuff on second base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As this pitch misses inside, and we've gone full.
Yeah, Matt Wood appearing to look for one thing and one thing only in this at-bat, and that's the fastball. He hasn't gotten it yet within the last few pitches.
When he gets it, he can drive it. 3 home runs all coming in the latter part of the season for Wood. Payoff. Off the end part of the bat, hits softly. Charging in is Tillies, throws wild. So Matt Wood's going to reach on what's likely to be a hit. It was a softly hit ground ball, and Tillies will go down as a hit. As it'd be a tough play for Tillies, and this inning remains alive. As Acuff's now over to third, and Wood to first for Spencer Smith.
Yeah, really a nice hustle play by Matt Wood. If the throw was accurate, it probably would have been on time, but good job by him to hustle down and force a wild throw.
Can Newport capitalize? They didn't in the 5th after what was an error. That not an error for Ocean State, but a play that was close at first. Newport's able to beat it out was Matt Wood. And they capitalized on the 5th on an Ocean State error with a 2 RBI single from Kenny Oyama. For Smith, another guy that's looking for his first hit tonight. 0 for 4. 3 groundouts and a flyout. As he foul tips this one, it's now quickly 0-2. The 9th hit tonight for the Gulls with Wood. They're looking for some more runs here. Trying to ice this game. As the breaking ball comes in upstairs. And now it's 1-2 to the DH, getting the night off from fielding tonight with Acuff at shortstop and Pizarro on third. And the typical shortstop in the DH role. One, 2. Outside. And the deuces are wild.
Especially with Spencer Smith wearing number 22.
There you go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to number 22 with 2 runners on base. The pitch. It's fly out of play again. And he remains alive. The Northeastern Husky added to the All-Star team for the Southern Division, sitting 272 coming into tonight. And a teammate that of 2019 Go All-Star Scott Holzwasser at Northeastern. 2-2 as the runner goes outside, and Wood will get to second without a throw as Tuccillo more concerned with Acuff at third. And you could probably understand why. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the Gulls. The force out gone at second base. And a single into the outfield can now make it maybe an 8-2 ball game. Payoff pitch. Just low for ball 4. Sharp eye from Spencer Smith, and this inning continues now with the bases loaded.
Yeah, not a surprising sight there for a guy that had a .402 on base percentage coming into this ball game. Spencer Smith knows the zone just about as well as any Newport Gull on this roster.
That is his 20th walk on the summer. He is one of only 3 goals to reach that mark. As Dawson Brigman's got 27 of them. And Cochran with 22. And first pitch, Brigman sees his grounded diving stop for Maves to his feet in time over at first. Wow, what a play by the second baseman to save a run and retire the side, but not before. Newport gets one more as Kenny Oyama flies around the bases to make it a 6-2 ball game. We will head to the ninth. 3 more outs to get freeing victory for the Gulls here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
Newport, Rhode Island. Historically compelling, yet always evolving. It is the classic coast. Discover Newport.org. You don't have to go far to experience the ultimate in Gilded Age architecture. Immerse yourself in these opulent palaces, the breakers, the marble house, and the elms in Newport, Rhode Island. Open daily. NewportMansions.org.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
Guardians Field buzzing with the Newport Gulls 3 outs away from a 5th straight win, the final regular season home game in front of their fans. And, well, worth the price of admission just to watch what you saw in the bottom of the 8th with Kenny Oyama flying around the bases and making it the largest Gulls lead of the night, 6-2. 6 unanswered runs for the Gulls. And on the mound, a Newport reliever looking to go 5 innings would be the first reliever for the Gulls to go 5 all season as Levangi's back out. First pitch is just foul off the bat of Albert Choi. Well, just by inches there. Nearly could have been a 3 unassisted to begin the 9th.
Well, a lucky thing for the Gulls because Bryce Hewlett actually seemed to have a little bit of trouble corralling that one. I don't know if that was before or after the umpire made the signal. Looked like just about the same time, so that could have been a tough error to start the 9th.
Yeah, if you're Ocean State, I think you're fighting for that ball to be fair at that point.
It's interesting what you'd want, right? Because I feel like initially you'd want it to be foul if you're Ocean State, but that looked like it was a bad hop. And could have been in the 3 against Hewlett. Instead, it's just a foul ball. 0-1 coming to Troy. In the air to left field. Back is Rogers. At the wall. Crashes into the wall. It's off the fence. Troy's in a second, not stopping. As the throw went in a second. Now Brigman's throw to third. The tag. And he's out. As the Newport Gulls defense able to make a fantastic play, but Choi a little banged up there at third base.
I have absolutely no idea why Albert Choi is trying to go to third. There's a C on the replay. Because the ball is not caught by Rogers. And then I'm not sure, the play's in front of him. I'm not sure if he didn't see the ball or he just thought he could get there. But, I mean, that's a lob throw, and he's out by a step there.
Yeah, I think Choi, if anything, was just trying to capitalize on the early throw into second, and as opposed to trying to go into third there by Rogers, just wasn't successful there. And you got to be absolutely sure, as you were saying there, Tim, that you're going to get to third there because you're down 4 at this point. No outs in the inning as well.
Ball that nearly had home run distance, and then look inside the mind of Choi. Thought that Newport was throwing into second, that he wouldn't try to go for third, but the recovery from the Gulls as the relay throw from Dawson Brigman gets the first out, and now Ian Osberg flying the first pitch out of play on America's Cup Avenue. 2 more outs to get for Newport. And Osberg with 1 hit tonight. He's 1 for 3. Flies this one into the Bermuda Triangle. Long run for Acuff. Makes the catch. Chase Acuff in no man's land makes the play, and there's 2 gone.
And Chase Acuff is just making fine plays left and right at shortstop since he's moved there. Started out playing a lot of second base for these Newport Gulls, but he seemed to have solidified himself as the starting Gulls shortstop here heading into the playoffs.
33, Noah Rivera.
Be a pinch hitter for the Waves. In to hit for Daniel Baroque. Noah Rivera, who is the last hope.
Yeah, Rivera, you and I saw him in the Newport League last year. Started his career at Becker College. Will play at Hartford this fall.
He needs to get on base for this game to continue. But Levangie pounding that zone for strike 1. How about this? 33 strikes and just 10 balls for Levangie, looking to finish his 5th inning out of the bullpen. A strike there. Makes it quickly 0-2. He's given up 2 hits. Out of relief. 1 more strike to get for a win. 0-2. Strike 3. And this game is over. The Newport Gulls win the Pell Bridge Series 4-3, winning here tonight by a score of 6-2. We'll step aside and break this one down for you on the Newport Gulls postgame show coming up next. Don't go anywhere on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Great googly moogly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many times can I say oh yeah?
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
Another win for the Newport Gulls, their 5th straight. A final tonight against their rivals from across the state in Wakefield. The Ocean State Waves, Newport wins by a score of 6-2. And with that, we welcome you to the Newport Gulls postgame show for one final time here in the regular season. Zach Litson, the voice of the Newport Gulls, joined alongside the voice of the Ocean State Waves, Tim Joyce, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros, as we break this one down for you in a game that saw a lot of scoring in those middle innings. Ocean State got it started. Newport answered with a 3-run home run, with the 2-run home run from Bryce Hewitt to tie the game. 5 runs in the 4th and 5th innings for Newport. But the story of this game, Liam Levangie comes out of the bullpen and becomes the first Newport pitcher all season to pitch 5 innings, and he earned that. 2 hits and no runs.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, 5 innings went 2 hits, only walked 1 batter, and those 2 hits were a double to Nick Samillo in the 6th that amounted to nothing, and that double to Albert Choi, which he was cut down trying to stretch it into a triple. Just an utterly dominant performance from Liam Levangie out of the bullpen.
So Ocean State got the scoring started in the 4th, but after that did not score for the rest of the game. And Ryan, when you look at how Newport's gotten back to their winning ways, the pitching's been the story, and it continued tonight with as impressive of a relief appearance as we've seen all season.
Yeah, Zach, it was the story coming into the ball game. It's the story coming out of the ball game. just 5 earned runs over this pitching staff's last 45 innings pitched. It's just mind-boggling, really. I said to you after the last out, I'm just literally speechless by this Newport Gulls pitching staff. They just continue to impress us every day, and it was Liam Levangie tonight, arguably the player of the game. 5 shutout innings coming out of the bullpen, just sheer dominance from the Bryant product.
So, final lines for both of these teams. Newport wins game number 7 of the Pell Bridge Series. They win the series 4-3 with 6 runs and 9 hits and no errors for Ocean State. 2 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors, moving Newport to 21-17, dropping Ocean State to 17-23. In what could be the final time that these two play this season, we will see. Whatever the case, if it is, Tim, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Well, who knows? We might see you here in a few days. But for now, that will do it for Tim and myself up here and for our coverage. Thank you so much to everyone for watching here on Your View on our final Friday broadcast. It has been fantastic all summer long. We cannot thank everyone enough that has made it possible. So we will step aside and come back on NECBLnetwork.com in just a moment with Ryan Medeiros to give us a look around this game. But for now, so long. Newport wins by a score of 6-2.
Welcome back to the Newport Gulls post-game show. What a victory tonight here at Cardines Field. Joined alongside me is Liam Tormey, a field reporter for the Newport Gulls. Liam, thank you for joining the show.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here after this Gulls win tonight.
And like you said, it's an excellent win for the Newport Gulls. And let's just go over the last 5-game stretch. Let's go over this sample here. The last few scores, Newport Gulls: 6-2, that's tonight's victory. 11-3 over Bristol, 3-0 over Mystic, 9-2 over Vineyard, 7-2 over Bristol. That's a 36-9 scoring matchup between Newport Gulls and their opponents. That's a plus 27 run differential. What does that say about the Newport Gulls' dominance over the stretch?
Well, Ryan, I want to go back just a little bit before that because they were on that 10-game losing streak, and it seemed like those were the type of outings that were happening to the Gulls, which we hadn't seen much because they've gone on these big streaks and were in first place at the time. But now it's like a whole new ball club has come out in these past couple of games. A 36-9 scores in total between those games, plus 27 run differential, as you mentioned, is outstanding. And you have to say it's both sides of the ball. Their defense has been much better, not limiting themselves to mistakes that were kind of costing them in a lot of games during that losing streak, of whether it's pass balls or errors in the field and stuff like that. And the offense has finally started to get those timely hits that hadn't happened before. It's kind of starting to finally mesh and gel as a team, which I guess we weren't seeing during that 10-game losing streak. And when you're losing guys and not sure who's staying, who's going, you don't know what'll happen.
Yeah, and Liam, it's really funny that you mentioned that 10-game losing streak because the run differential for the Newport Gulls over that stretch was minus 28. Now over the span of 5 games, it's plus 27. This is a very streaky ball club, and we've seen it all season, even within ball games, as I stated on the broadcast. We see a lot of 9 spots up on that scoreboard, a lot of zeros, but a lot of 9 spots as well. This is a team that's very momentum-based, and it's great that we're getting hot at the right time going to the postseason.
Yeah, and Kenny Oyama, who will likely be our player of the game tonight, he was great tonight. He had that 2-run RBI single earlier in the game, and then he steals home, which on a play that we don't see very often. So Kenny Oyama being in that 9 spot now. We saw him leading off for most of the season, now in the 9 spot. So a little different role, and it's looking to suit him.
And like I said, I spoke to Oyama before the game about playing in that 9 spot, and he just said, you know, Coach Winrow puts me in that spot, and I'm going to do what I can to help the team. You know, it's not always ideal hitting the 9 spot, but what Oyama does, he puts the ball in play, he does a good job, and here he is for the player of the game. You can hear right from him alongside Zach Letson.
All right, Zach Letson here with tonight's player of the game, Kenny Oyama, after Newport wins their final game, final regular season game here at Cardines Field by a score of 6-2. First things first, Kenny, you got to take me through that play in the 8th inning when you robbed the Waves of home plate. What's going through your mind? I know you were sitting in between third at home, but the awareness on that base running, what was going through your mind there?
Just staying locked in. I take my pride in that, staying locked in the game. And, they made a mistake, and I took advantage of it.
Well, Ocean State scored the first 2 runs in this game, but after that, Newport 3 runs in the 4th, and then in the 5th, they take advantage of the error with your big 2 RBI single. What do you think it says about this team that they fell behind early, but responded right away, and it really just seems like a lot of things offensively have really started to click for this team?
Yeah, definitely. You hit on the nail. We're a very resilient team. Competed our butts off tonight. Got runners on, and we came up in the clutch.
Well, it is a tough stretch for Newport coming up here. 2 games at Valley tomorrow, a ferry trip on Sunday to the Vineyard before a drive out to Danbury on Monday. How do you keep this going for what's a really tough stretch and the most important stretch for the Gulls this season?
Just keep playing our style of baseball. Our pitchers have been pitching really well, pounding the zone. Defense has been good, and, just keep putting runs up.
All right, Kenny, well, congrats on the great game. Thanks for the time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so that'll do it for us here from Cardines Field, and we hope it's not the final time here. It is for the regular season. We hope to have playoff baseball here at Cardines Field. But for one last time this regular season, I'd like to thank my broadcast partner, Tim Joyce, as well as our field reporter, Ryan Medeiros, everyone that has made this regular season possible. I cannot thank you enough. It has been an honor to be the voice of this team, and I hope that we can do it again from Cardines Field on Tuesday. But for now, I'm Zach Letson signing off. Thanks to everyone that made it happen. That includes our producer, Tom Lima, everyone here at Cardines Field that's made it great. I'm Zach Letson signing off for one final time here this regular season. Newport beats Ocean State by a score of 6-2. Watching. It was just commenting.